some noise coming out of their captain in Hummels, not completely happy with the way that things were going. Look, and when you go through these kind of phases, Jay, and usually you have some stumbles, you have things that don't go your way, and then you can say, all right, well, we're working on it. It's going to take time. We've had a couple of people come on this program talking Bundesliga and say it's going to take time for him to implement his ideas. They're not all the way there. They're not the finished product. If you could say all of those things about this team right now and then look at the results that they're getting, right? Mm-hmm. The results that they're getting, and they're not there yet. So they're not really expected to get the points that they're getting in league play, and maybe a performance that on paper that 3-0 looks like a 3-0, and anybody that didn't see the game is going to go, whoa, they must have taken them apart. Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. And I did hear the guy say Bruges, by the way. So Brugge had plenty of opportunities to change the complexion of this game. They really did. And there was a couple of forced saves, and there was a couple of nervous moments. But Dortmund walks away with a 3-0 victory. Look at the Heidenheim game on the Friday when they
painting experience for your home or your business. CertaPro painters are locally owned and operated, bringing personalized service to customers in every region. That's because CertaPro focuses on what matters most, you and your happiness. From transparent estimates to the final walkthrough, CertaPro has your back every step of the way. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro. Visit CertaPro.com. That's CERTA Pro.com. Each local CertaPro painters is independently owned and operated.
Get Hall of Fame insight from Tony Miola on SiriusXM FC.
A penalty shootout will decide this game.
If I took a poll of every person in this stadium, is the guy going to save it or is the guy going to score? 99.9% of those people, the guy's going to score goals. So for me, there's no pressure. This is why a save is so big, because you're not expecting it. One thing I'm really proud of, never lost a penalty kick shootout when I was in goal, ever.
World-class analysis from World Cup veterans. SiriusXM FC 157.
They blow for full time. You've been listening to the Five Stripes Countdown. Coming up next, it's match time.
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta. Get ready to unite.
MLS in the ATL. This is the home for the Atlanta United. Our Atlanta United are set to take to the field for today's match.
And Atlanta United, the deserving winner. Today's game is brought to you by Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of Atlanta United. Mercedes-Benz, the all-electric Mercedes-Benz lineup is here. AT&T, the official wireless partner of Atlanta United. The Home Depot, with more ways to help take on your home projects delivered right to your door. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. And Equifax, proud partner of your Atlanta United.
It's time to unite. Our Atlanta United play here.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Now, hear the voices of our Atlanta United, Mike Conti and Jason Longshore.
And a pleasant good evening to you from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where the roof is open and the atmosphere is electric. The best team in the league and the best player in the world are in town for their only scheduled visit this year, as a weary and wobbly Atlanta United side takes on Inter Miami. Atlanta United in desperate need of a result to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're sitting on an 8-win, 13-loss, 7-draw record, 31 points, 10th in the East. Inter Miami not only leading the East, but for the Shield as well. 19 wins, 4 losses, 5 draws on 62 points. Jason Rob Valentino tonight, once again, deploying a 4-3-3.
A little bit different look in the 4-3-3 tonight, though. Brad Gazan in goal, backline left to right. Pedro Amador, Derek Williams, Stian Gregerson, and Brooks Lennon. 3 central midfielders. Dax McCarty, the deepest one of the trio. Tristan Muyamba and Bartosz Slisz in front of him. Saba Lobjanidze moves over to the left flank. Alexei Miranchuk moves over to the right flank. And Daniel Rios up top.
Due to an act of indiscipline, more specifically the accumulation of 3 yellow cards, former Atlanta United manager Tata Martino will not be the touchline manager for Inter Miami tonight. We believe that'll be Jorge Thieler, who was a one-time assistant coach with Atlanta United. But Tata selected a lineup tonight that does not include the Barcelona Super Friends to start. They'll be in a 4-3-3.
Only 3 players in the Miami lineup from the weekend. Drake Callender in goal, backline left to right. Franco Negri, Ian Frey, Sergei Kriptsov, and Franco Wygant. Midfield trio, Yannick Bright, Benjamin Kremaski, and David Ruiz. On the left flank, it's Robert Taylor. On the right flank, it's Julian Gressel. And up top, Leo Campana.
There's a reason why they play the games and they don't determine the outcome in advance. Remember, back on May 29th, Atlanta United stumbled into Miami after a poor performance at home and routed Messi and Inter Miami 3-1. Can they do it again tonight? We'll find out after this. Atlanta United and Inter Miami coming up on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Getting on the network New York relies on is easy when you come into the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street. Come check out their latest deals on phones, accessories, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. And when you switch to Verizon, you choose what goes into your unlimited plan and save on what you need. There's never been a better time to switch to the network New York relies on. Visit the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street to speak with Chris and save big today.
As a small business owner, you put in unlimited hours, unlimited effort, and unlimited passion. Why? Because you know that your business has unlimited potential. Spectrum Business can connect you to that potential with the fastest, most reliable internet, US-based customer support, and multi-layer security to protect your business. To learn how Spectrum Business can put anything within reach, visit spectrum.com/business. Your business made limitless. That's life unlimited.
Instacart shopper thoughts. Avocado edition.
If I had a time machine, I wouldn't go back in time to ride a dinosaur or hang out with George Washington. I'd go forward 3 days from now to see this avocado perfectly ripe just in time for Jeff to make his guac. But hey, that's just me.
Download the Instacart app and we'll overthink shopping for you. Get free delivery on your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Want a satisfying meal for just $6? Try the new $6 meal from Dunkin'. It's a medium hot or iced coffee and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a side of hash browns for $6. You know Dunkin' coffee. It's always made just how you like. The bacon, egg, and cheese is the most toasty and delicious, and crispy golden hash browns are a must. So they're in the new $6 meal deal too. Take advantage of this offer while it lasts. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Offer valid on bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches only. Excludes seasoned bacon. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions and terms apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Hey, Amazon Prime members, why pay more for groceries when you can save big on thousands of items at Amazon Fresh? Shop Prime exclusive deals and save up to 50% on weekly grocery favorites. Plus, save 10% on Amazon brands, like our new brand Amazon Saver, 365 by Whole Foods Market, Aplenty, and more. Come back for new deals rotating every week. Don't miss out on savings. Shop Prime exclusive deals at Amazon Fresh. Select varieties.
Fantasy freaks and geeks, what's up? James Cole here from the Sleeper King Football Podcast, a short-form show dedicated to sleepers. Every fantasy league has a Sleeper King. It should be you. Follow Sleeper King Football in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, Dog Nation? This is Jake Fromm, former Georgia quarterback.
And I'm Drew Butler, former Georgia punter. Together on the Punt and Pass podcast, we're breaking down all things college football with a special focus on the SEC and, of course, our Georgia Bulldogs.
From in-depth game analysis to insider takes you won't hear anywhere else, we've got you covered throughout the entire season.
Whether you're tailgating or just catching up, Punt and Pass is your go-to for everything SEC football.
So gear up, Dog fans.
Follow Punt and Pass in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You deserve sunglasses that can keep up with your active lifestyle. Whether you're on the water, hitting the trails, or soaking up the sun, Shaded Precision Eyewear provides superior protection and clarity. Life's too short to compromise on quality. Visit SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
Have you ever felt like selling your house is so complicated and stressful, it's almost like walking through a minefield with the blindfold on? Do you remember playing that old school computer game Minesweeper? Finding a trustworthy buyer is kind of like randomly clicking around trying to avoid the landmines of bad real estate agents or even worse, seedy, ill-intentioned investors. Hi, I'm Chris with MaximumCashHomeBuyers.com, Atlanta's most trusted cash home buyer. Honestly, it shouldn't take a PhD to navigate selling your house, and it certainly shouldn't take a lie detector to know which phony baloney investor is full of crap. Look, I can't promise you that I'm always the right fit, but if you want a straight shooter, I'm your guy. Avoid the landmines and get a real, guaranteed cash offer from someone you can actually count on, someone you can actually trust. No fees, no inspections, no headaches, and no empty promises. Let me prove to you why hundreds of homeowners just like you have chosen MaximumCashHomebuyers.com to sell. Call me today at 678-902-7000. That's 678-902-7000.
Our Atlanta United play here.
Now, back to more live MLS action.
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Fans continuing to pour into Mercedes-Benz Stadium and take their seats. We're expecting in excess of 65,000 here tonight at the Benz as Atlanta United has their only scheduled home match of 2024 against Inter Miami. It is certainly possible, though, these teams could meet in the postseason. Inter Miami seems destined for the number one seed. Atlanta United's got a lot of work to do just to get into a wild card spot. They need to get results, especially at home, where Atlanta's only 5-6-3 this year. Atlanta United wearing the 5-striped shirts with the black trunks, gold numbers and trim. Inter Miami wearing pink shirts and trunks with black numbers and trim. The referee tonight, Rosendo Mendoza.
I mean, don't you do that about like over half of the referees in the league? Well, I can't tell the difference anymore.
Well,
be specific on this one for me.
Well, this is the third time that Mendoza has had Atlanta United this year. I think you would agree as well as I that the last time he centered an Atlanta United match here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in July, a match against Columbus. There were certainly a lot of close calls that did not go in Atlanta United's favor.
It's true. It's true. Mendoza is a referee who is one of the most booked referees in the league. He is on the higher end of fouls per game. We've talked about this season. I feel like Pro and the assigners are wanting referees to be in that 20 to 22 fouls per game kind of number. Mendoza's at 24. He's on the higher end of the regular guys. For example, Villarreal, 25.5. So there are others in that category. The other thing that jumps out about Mendoza when you look at just the raw numbers, he's a little high on the yellow cards as well, over 4 per game. You're seeing more and more, I think, and it's probably going to take years to really tell, the way that, and it's not the league, it's the Professional Referees Organization. The league is part of that partnership, but the league isn't dictating. I think where the pro wants these games to be refereed is fewer whistles, fewer cards. I think that's been a noticeable push in 2024. Mendoza's not really on that side. So I want to see how this one goes. Two teams that are not necessarily all that combative.
No.
So let's see if this is a game that kind of suits him, because he might not have to blow the whistle as much.
Yeah, Atlanta only 20th in the league in fouls committed coming into tonight. One win against Philadelphia, where Messi returned from injury and scored twice and played a full 90, and Luis Suarez scored once. All three of them are available. When I say three, Jordi Alba the third man in that Barca Super Friends mix. They are all available for selection, and they're all sitting on the bench. They did not come out to take warm-ups, but Lionel Messi is on the bench as we begin this match.
He's warmed up plenty in his career. I think he'll be okay to catch up at halftime if he needs to.
Moynihan sends it back to Guzan, 30 yards off his line, and here we go as Brad will pitch down the right wing, and it'll be Schleich heading it towards Moranchuk. It's knocked away from him at the top of the 18, but pinballs to Dax McCarty, who flicks to Schleich just outside the right attacking third. Now Schleich will kick it back to Stian Gregerson below center circle. Stian goes right back into the near corner with a pitch for Lennon. It is headed away from him up the touchline and out for a throw by Franco Negri. So, at the corner flag, Lennon will throw it backwards to Dax McCarty. Pretty good start for Atlanta here in the first 30 seconds. They'll play back to center circle to Williams, who will bounce it down the left wing now to Pedro Amador. Slipped ahead to Moyamba, who lost it just outside the right corner of the 18. Miami countering now with Yannick Bright, stood up at the right halfway line by Moyamba, so the ball will be sent into their back line where it is squared to Sergei Kristov, the 33-year-old Ukrainian. He walks it forward and now squares it to Negri on the near touchline. Back to Kristov, the left center back, and he'll play it off to the right center back where it is walked forward now by Campagna. He'll give it away to Schleich. Schleich firing it back towards Saba, but overhits that. It'll roll all the way to the right-hand line, and Drake Callender, the Miami goalkeeper, will flick it off the line and play it ahead now to Kristov. 90 seconds into the match. Kristov walking it up from right to left, playing it up to Kremoski, back to Kristov, who again sweeps it off to Ian Frey, the 22-year-old from Coconut Creek, Florida, playing right center back. Squared back to the left to Kristov again. Comes up behind center circle now and returns it to Frey. Frey directing traffic and now bounces it down the far touchline where Campagna's got it. Sends it down the middle to Julian Gressel. Tap back in front of center circle where it's swung off to Negri now on the left wing. Negri plays it down the middle to Kremoski. Took an awkward hop, so he has to send it back to the left halfway line to Kristov. He'll play it to the top side of center circle to Frey. Frey surveys options now. Drifts above center circle and sends it up to Gressel on the right wing. Now they play over to the touchline. We're digging for it as Amador, where the ball spins forward and then is played back to the circle of Frey. He's going to play a long diagonal now into the near corner, and that is trapped by Robert Taylor, who dribbles to the left side of the 18, now to the end line. Here's his cross. Knocked out for a corner by Stian Gregerson.
Atlanta's got to step out more. This is a Miami group that is different than the potential starting lineup. Doesn't matter who's on the field in paint. Atlanta's got to step out more. They can't allow Miami to pin them into their own half.
Julian Gressel to send this out of the near corner, goal to our left. Miami 26th in the league in corners taken. In fact, this is a team that leads the league in goals, but has taken only the 23rd most shots in the league this year. Gressel stutter steps up to the ball, now backs up behind the corner flag again. Now he puts his right arm in the air again, and he'll send it in this time to the near post. And there's a deflection at the near post, and the ball rolls off of Miami for a goal kick to Atlanta. I think they were trying to locate a player, maybe Kristov at the near post, but that did not come off. Atlanta from left to right, a steal at the halfway line as the ball rolls to Kremoski. He'll spin it backwards to Frey again, and he'll square to the left to Kristov. Kristoff playing it up the left wing now to Negri. Scoreless in the 4th minute. This portion of the match brought to you by AT&T, official wireless partner of Atlanta United. Miami playing back towards their own goal again, as again it is Kristoff squaring to Frey. Frey coming up to the right halfway line now, pitching over the top, where it is headed away by Gregerson and pitched down the middle for Daniel Rios. It connects at the left corner of the 18, and then Rios is dispossessed right there by Frey. And Miami will try to counter down the right wing, but they are steered backwards into their defensive third. Now the ball deflects up to the halfway line where Williams knocks it to Gregerson. Here's Dax McCarty now at center spot, playing it up to Moyamba above center circle. Down the middle to Rios, back to Moyamba, who flares it out to the left now to Amador. 40 yards from goal on the far touchline. Return to Moyamba, who bounces it into center circle to Gregerson. He'll drift to the right now and send it down the right wing to Moranchuk. Moranchuk spinning around Kremoski and then flicking it back towards Gregerson, but it's under hit and stolen by Campagna. Getting in front of him, though, to take it back is Gregerson. Will back pass to Guzan, who clears.
Got to watch out for Leo Campana up top. A very good player in terms of reading those sorts of moments, pouncing on loose balls, on wayward passes. A very good defensive forward when he needs to be.
Now they try a long diagonal for Taylor. It's headed into the ground by Brooksland and right back to Taylor. McCarty coming in from behind to dispossess him. A good play. Rolls off to the left to Amador. He gives it back to McCarty. Now Atlanta in a little jam in the far corner. McCarty will back pass to Guzan, wide of his far post. Kicks it across the goal mouth to the near side to Gregerson. Gregerson comes forward out of the 18 now, down the near touchline, and he'll bounce it clear up to Schleich. It's dug away from him, but back to Moranchuk off the boots of Negri. Moranchuk backs into his own half to control it and flick it to Moyamba.
Alexi's got that under control the whole way. Popped it back into open space around the two Miami defenders. You're seeing Miami players collapse on Moranchuk quickly.
Here is McCarty playing it up to Schleich, flicking it in the middle towards Rios. Cleaned up and out by Kristoff for a throw on the near touchline.
Moranchuk as a right winger is interesting because he's always going to tuck inside. He's always going to look for that pocket inside. That's going to give Lennon a lot of space wide, and it can create some overloads with Moranchuk combining with Schleich.
Amador again on the far touchline, 35 yards from goal. Good ball ahead to Saba, the far corner, dribbles into the box, left side. Saba now with a cutback and will pass it all the way back into the midfield to Williams. Williams coming down the left wing. Back to Saba now on the left attacking third. Dribbles again to the edge of the 18. Saba now turning back towards the corner flag. Passing there to Amador, and a heavy touch played it right to Frey.
He's trying to pop that around the Miami player to get into open space. It was well read.
Yeah, it was Yannick Bright, by the way, not Frey. I beg your pardon. Ball loose now on the far touchline, and it will be centered to Bright, the 22-year-old Italian national who was drafted out of New Hampshire. Now they'll flip the point of attack to Robert Taylor on the left side, who will drop it back to the Miami half to Negri. Miami dominating possession here in the first 7 minutes. They're scored with 57% of the ball. Frey coming forward to the right halfway line, dribbling across into the Atlanta half and passing ahead to Gressel on the right wing. And then the ball spun forward and out off Amador and thrown into Gressel, who's behind his man, Saba. He puts a cross in that's blocked out for a throw by Williams over the far touchline.
Yeah, Gressel wasn't Saba's man. Saba got back to help cover.
Can't be offside on a throw. Gressel did a good job of sneaking behind his defender.
Yeah, Amador and Williams not quite on the same page. It's good recognition from Saba to track Gressel.
Out of the far corner, Miami playing backwards to Frey again along the far touchline, back further to Kristoff above center circle. Kristoff reverses it back to Frey along the far touchline. He'll dribble off the touchline and then cut it back to Kristoff behind the right halfway line. He'll square it into center circle to Negri. Scoreless in the 9th minute as Negri plays on down the left wing to Taylor. Drop back to Negri as Miami retreats into their own half. Back further now to Kristoff. Kristoff standing above the arc. Plays it down the right side to Ian Frey again. Frey closed down quickly by Saba, so it's a back pass to Callender. Callender will clear under pressure from Rios down the far touchline, where it's headed forward by Amador down to Saba. He stabs it into the ground, the right to a Miami player, David Ruiz.
Atlanta showing Miami way too much respect. 8 changes of their starting lineup. You've got to go in and put them under pressure.
Well, Ruiz is dispossessed, but then the ball knocked out for a throw by Williams, so a throw in the midfield for Miami. Scoreless as we cross into the 10th minute. This portion of the match brought to you by Piedmont, official healthcare partner of Atlanta United. Walk forward again by Kristoff. Behind center circle. Square to the left to Negri. Quickly back passes to Calendars, 25 yards off his line. He'll start it down the right wing now with it pitched forward by Yannick Bright in the direction of Gressel, but it rolls beyond him to Derek Williams.
Gressel's not winning a foot race on that side.
Williams and Moyamba combining now with the edge of the defensive third. They play off to the right now to Gregerson, who still has a bandage on his chin from that collision he had Saturday in the Nashville match.
He ended up having to get stitches for that collision. Amador looks a little worse for wear as well after the collision with Surridge.
And here is the first foul of the match as Campana goes over the back of Derek Williams, who's back passing to Guzan.
Yeah, Brad, feet just get tangled up a little bit.
Brad plays quickly. They go down the middle to Moranchuk, 40 yards from goal in the central channel. Moranchuk playing ahead towards Amador. And out of one, he's tackled and fouled. The advantage does not develop. It'll be a free kick for Atlanta just outside the left corner of the 18.
This is not a good defensive team in Miami. Wygant picks up the yellow card for a reckless challenge that was not needed in that moment. The ball wasn't hit with enough pace from Moranchuk. Wygant goes in recklessly on Amador, brings him down. Amador's already bandaged up on his head. He might need some bandages on his lower body if Wygant keeps going in with challenges like that.
It's his sixth caution of the year.
Very heavy challenge that was just unnecessary in that moment.
So let's see what Atlanta works now in this free kick. It looks like Amador is going to take it.
And watching that back, don't give me the, well, he got the ball. He goes in, studs up, and it's the force that he goes in with. It's a reckless challenge. It was called correctly, and the yellow card was correct in that situation as well.
Action at the goal to our right in the 11th minute. No score. Amador, the only man standing over the ball against a two-man Miami wall. Angle the Calendar's right. Arm in the air for Amador, his right arm. Waiting for the whistle from Mendoza, who's having a conversation at the penalty spot with McCarty and now with Saba. We're both standing behind the Miami wall.
That's fine.
Mendoza steps away. Amador still with his right arm in the air as he waits for the whistle. There it is. He puts the arm down. Up to the ball. Swings it to the near post where it's headed away by Gressel.
Just missed Sleesh.
Back into the midfield where it's going to be run down by Ruiz, and he's going to dribble up to the halfway line and square to Kremoski. Kremoski now dropping it back, and his pass intercepted by Moyamba, who then gives it right back to Ruiz. Kremoski now behind center circle. Plays it off to the right. Miami reshapes now with Ian Frey going away again along the far touchline. Now Kremoski behind the left halfway line. Flicks it backwards to Frey. Scoreless of the 12th minute as Kristoff comes up to the left halfway line now. He's approached by Rios, so he has to drive a hard back pass. You heard it. All the way back to Calendar, who flicks it ahead now to Yannick Bright.
Atlanta stepping up with a high line, but defending in a 4-5-1 shape that's very compact and high up the field, but not very aggressive.
Negri tried to drive it forward down the left wing. It was blocked out for a throw by Moranchuk, and it's thrown backwards off the near touchline to Kristoff. Flicked up to Bright, who drives it backwards to Frey. He's going to have to run it down to the far touchline. Saba trying to close him down. Play to Kremoski at the top side of center circle. He's in a jam now, a 2v3, trying to spin, and he's going to be dispossessed by McCarty, who's pulled down and fouled by Bright, front of center circle. Good moment of pressure by Atlanta United, drawing a free kick here in the 13th minute. And it's played quickly to Schleich, who drives it down the right wing to Lennon. On the edge of the attacking third, will drop it back to Schleich. And then Schleich gives it away to Campana. Campana coming back 2v3, 3v3 down the middle. Campana ahead to Kremoski, left side of the 18. Sends it across the face of goal and does not connect with the runner. It's going to roll into the near corner to Gressel. Gressel now dribbles back into the box, sends a hard shot in that's parried away at the near post by Guzan and out for a corner.
Big save, Brad Guzan. Julian Gressel tried to catch him cheating on the cross. Bad turnover in the midfield from Sleesh. He started to turn and pass before he got his head up. Gressel got his head up on that play on the far side. He's going to goal from a tough angle. He's in a crossing position, but Brad doesn't give away the near post. Able to make the big save.
It's kind of a bizarre turnover by Schleich. Usually Atlanta's been punished on mistakes like that this year. Let's see what happens here. Gressel to send it out of the far corner goal to our left. He sends it to the near post. Headed up in the air. It'll bounce to the top of the 18, where it's going to be trapped by Negri, and it'll sweep it all the way back to Bright, who pitches it back down the right wing to Gressel. Traps off his chest and then is hacked down and fouled at the edge of the 18 by McCarty, who will be booked for that.
Have to see that one again. Gressel tries to nutmeg McCarty. He does, or he puts it underneath him. Not sure how much contact there was in that challenge with McCarty and Gressel. Dax disagreed, obviously, with the card.
Here comes the replay.
Getting a look at it now. Yeah, it's a minimal. You want to go yellow there, that's okay. Yeah, I don't even know if he really got him. Might have been shin to shin as McCarty stepped forward to try to get to it. The yellow's a little harsh in the moment because it's a very different kind of challenge than the one we saw the other way with Wygant.
So Atlanta now has to defend this set piece. 15 yards off the end line. It'll be Gressel sending it out of the far corner. One man standing over the ball. Moyamba, a one-man wall for Atlanta.
It's a tough angle. You don't need more in the wall. Gressel can go to goal from here. Brad's got to be ready for that possibility. And you know he can serve up a good ball.
Angle is to Brad's left. Here's Gressel up to it. He'll hit it low to the edge of the 6 where it's blocked. Out to Moyamba, who will clear.
Good
that
ball.
Could hook up with Saba on the left wing, and it does. Saba has it at the halfway line. He'll continue 1v4 into the Miami half. Now he cuts inside, back to the left, into the attacking third, back to the right. Saba with a pitch to the back post. Moranchuk, header, kicked away from Rios by Bright at the edge of the 6. Rolls out in the near corner now to Lennon, who duels with Kromoski, out for an Atlanta throw. What a run by Saba, though. Thrown in quickly to Schleich, edge of the 18, pitch to the back post, headed out for a corner by Kristoff. Great job, Atlanta United.
Starts with a ball from Tristan Muyamba. It's not just a blank clearance. He's playing that into space for Lobjanidze, who keeps spinning Taylor like a top. Put in a good ball to the back post. Moranchuk can't go to goal there. He doesn't really have the angle, so he tries to put it back to Rios. Atlanta stayed with it and earns the corner.
Saba to send it out of the far corner goal to our right. Scoreless in the 17th minute. Saba back behind the corner flag. No short corner option. They'll send it in, an in-swinger to the penalty spot. Right to Wygant, who heads it clear. Down to Moranchuk, 30 yards from goal in the central channel. They'll pitch it back into the far corner. Headed down by Schleich to McCarty. Pitch to the penalty spot. Someone get under it. No one got there. It bounces to Negri. He'll just drive it clear. Good ideas, but no one could get under that header. Now Amador sending it down the far touchline to Saba again. Saba dribbling on Gressel into the attacking third left side. Cuts inside now and passes into the middle to Moyamba. He'll exchange with McCarty now on the left wing. McCarty will drop it back further to the halfway line where Amador will sweep it below center circle to Gregerson. Head down the right wing now to Lennon. Flicked ahead to Moranchuk. He'll cut inside and drive now down the right wing. Ahead for Rios. Dispossessed from behind by Kristoff. Atlanta keeps the attack going, though, with McCarty. To Moyamba, down the middle to Saba. Back to Moyamba, 40 yards from goal. He drifts off to the left wing now. And he'll take it to the touch line where he'll hand it off to Amador. Back to Moyamba, who tries to tightrope the far touch line. He's able to knock it off of a Miami player for a throw in the far corner. It's dropped in quickly to Amador. Back to Moyamba. Knocked out again by Miami. Another throw. This time knocked out, I believe, by Gressel. So Amador will throw it in. This time to Saba. Tap back to Amador. Driven out again by Miami. Another throw in the far corner. Amador again will take it. And throw it in this time backwards to McCarty. Up to Moyamba. Left corner of the 18. Turns. Tried to pass to Saba. It was intercepted and cleared, but out to Schleich. Pitch back into the near corner to Lennon, and it bounces beyond him and out for a goal kick over the end line.
Looked like Negri was going to get a touch. Lennon didn't see it get through Negri, and it just skipped through both.
Sports of the match brought to you by Equifax, proud partner of your Atlanta United. Scoreless in the 19th minute. There's been only one shot taken on the game, and that was that Gressel shot on Guzan. Possession 56-44 Miami. Yannick Bright at his own penalty spot, playing it up the right side now to Ian Frey. Frey, the 22-year-old who has suffered 3 ACL injuries in the last 4 years, but has managed to make 5 starts on the year this year, including tonight. Turning it back to Bright again, just outside the arc, the Miami arc. They'll square it back to Frey along the far touchline. Atlanta emboldened now, stepping up to press. Here's a back pass to Calendar, scooting it down the middle to Kromoski, fires it back into the far corner. Miami really pinned in now. Here is Frey pitching clear down the far touchline. Williams will head it forward to Moyamba, who's pushed and fouled. Down 40 yards from goal on the left wing.
Dax McCarty is the one who's stepping up and leading the press for Atlanta. He's picking the times to go. It's good to see the cohesion, and when he steps to go, the rest of the group is joining him. Miami's not a very good team at playing out of the back, especially with this group of players. Atlanta's got to take advantage of that with more pressure.
Everyone up for this Atlanta free kick, which Amador will send in from the left wing, 40 yards from goal. Mendoza's urging Amador to take it. Now he's up to it. He hits it. Going all the way to the penalty spot. It bounces right off the belly of Bright, who will clear. Bounces down the left wing. Brooks Lennon under it, and he'll dribble forward now down the near touchline. Lennon swings it deflected across the penalty spot. Headed away by Bright, away from Rios. There's a Miami player down behind everything. This is driven down the middle. Brad 30 yards off his line, backpedaling to accept it and send it on to Amador. The injured Miami player, which is Wagan, is right back up.
Yeah, funny how that happens, huh?
Now here's Moyamba behind the left halfway line as both teams kind of look at each other here for a moment, and now McCarty has it behind center circle. Walking it below the circle and then flicking to Williams above center circle. Comes up to the halfway line and stops. Scoreless in the 21st minute. This portion of the match brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Gregerson giving it back to Williams. Back further to Gregerson, now behind center circle. Rolls it up to Schleich behind the right halfway line. They'll go backwards to Gregerson again. Is Campana applying the pressure here as Williams has it now. Walks it up to the left halfway line and then turns it over. It bounces to Campana. They'll play it down the right wing, and McCarty chasing the ball now into the corner. And he is going to get there before David Ruiz, and then he's dispossessed. A great play. It rolls up to Amador, and Atlanta counters now from left to right. Amador to Rios. Back to Moranchuk above center circle. He'll flare it out to the left now to Moyamba. Played up to Saba, who drops it back to Moyamba in front of the halfway line. Now it is McCarty letting it roll to him at center spot. He'll flick it to Schleich. Back to McCarty in the same place. And McCarty standing and now passing to Williams in front of the left halfway line. Williams will give it back to McCarty inside center circle. McCarty will come forward now into the midfield. Will pitch over the top to no one. It'll curl into the far corner. Saba's going to try to run this down against Gressel. It's out for a Miami throw, and Saba wants everyone to step up and press the throw. According to his hand motions. Gressel will put the ball down and will let Wagan throw it in. 23rd minute. Atlanta is stepping up to press this throw in the far defensive corner. Offensive corner for Atlanta. As Wagan creeps up the touchline, is waving his teammates forward. And now drops it into Campana, who's in a duel with Schleich, and I think he dribbled it out. The flag stays down. Now it pinballs into the midfield. It's cleared by Miami out to Lennon in front of center circle. They'll flick to Gregerson, who rolls it down the middle to Bartek Schleich. Schleich takes it back towards the halfway line and flicks it back to Gregerson. They'll square it below center circle now to Lennon. Lennon gives it back to Gregerson on the backside of center circle. Flick to Williams now behind the left halfway line. Williams will pitch over the top. That connects with Schleich. Headed forward towards Rios. Given away by Frey to Saba, who shoots. It is blocked at point blank by Kristoff, and it bounces to Calendar, who covers.
Good ball over the top. Atlanta gets a shot from Saba outside the 18. Just takes a deflection, comes back off of him. It's easy for Calendar to deal with.
It's Atlanta's first shot of the game in the 24th minute. Miami now from right to left. And here is a mishit pass out for a throw by Frey. It'll be thrown in at the halfway line by Amador. Backwards to Williams. Squaring to Gregerson, who gives it back to Williams now with Kromoski approaching. Williams will pitch down the left wing for Rios. Intercepted, though, by Frey. And then he's tripped up and fouled by Rios behind the halfway line. Scoreless as we're about to cross into the 25th minute. Messi, Suarez, and Jordi Alba all watching this from the bench as Miami plays down the left wing to Kremoski, who's stuffed by Gregerson, but the ball rolls back to Negri, who dribbles into the central channel. Then it's given back to him by Campana, and here's a tackle by Amador to knock it away from a Miami player on the right wing. It rolls back to center spot to Christoph. Christoph now will flick to Frey. In front of the right halfway line. He's approached by Rios. They'll duel now at the halfway line. And he has to pass behind center circle back to Christoph. Christoph sending it down the middle to Campana. Bouncing off Gregerson and then giving it away to Amador. Amador clearing it up to Moyamba. They'll drop it back to Williams in the left attacking third. He'll pitch clear down the far touchline. Will it connect with Saba? It's behind him now. Saba stops. He collects it. He dribbles to the edge of the 18. Saba dribbling parallel to goal and is stuffed by Yannick Bright.
Really good tackle from Yannick Bright.
Miami countering from right to left. Gressel pulls the lawnmower cord. Starts down the right wing. Long diagonal curling to the near touchline. And kept in play by Taylor, who dribbles to the left side of the 18. Now Taylor swings it to the back post and over hits it for Gressel. It's out for goal kick.
Overhit ball from Gressel all the way to the left. That kind of slows everything down. Taylor sees Gressel making a delayed run, tries to pick him out with the ball back across. Atlanta just slow in those moments to step out to Gressel on the big switch and then to step out to Taylor on the big switch.
Atlanta from left to right off the goal kick with Gregerson coming out of the defensive third and playing a long diagonal that bounces off of Schleich to Moranchuk. He drops it right back to Schleich, who hands it off to McCarty. Schleich then flicks it back to McCarty, all below center circle. Now Moyamba's got it. He rolls it down the middle to Saba. Saba drifts above center circle and passes to Williams, who flicks to Moyamba at the left halfway line. Tristan now will play it to Schleich at center spot. Schleich sending it down the middle for Rios, and that's intercepted, but kicked right back to Schleich. Flick to Gregerson. Gregerson coming forward down the right side and playing to Lennon on the near touchline. Lennon will drop it back to Schleich, who's dropped back in possession. And he'll square it off to the left now to Williams, who plays a long diagonal for Lennon. And Lennon heads it off the touchline towards Moranchuk. Negri watching it, has to make a play now and turns and clears up to Kremoski, who deflects it. Williams runs down the deflection. Now it's played ahead by Gregerson to Lennon. Lennon in the right attacking third, ahead to Moranchuk in the near corner. Crosses the back post, no one even close to it. It's going to bounce into the far corner. Wegand kicks it past Moyamba up to Ruiz, and here's Miami countering for right to left. Oh, a good tackle by McCarty. Interrupted the break at least for a moment, but Moyamba could not get on the end of it. Now both teams reshape as Frey will play it down the middle. And it is squared off to the left to Christoph again by Yannick Bright. Squared back to the right now to Frey. And will come up close to the halfway line and drop it back behind center circle to Bright. Bright back to Christoph at the left halfway line. Miami playing from right to left. Kremoski flicking it back now to Christoph, who returns it to Bright again behind center circle. We're scoreless in the 28th minute. It's given back now to Christoph at the left halfway line. Christoph rolls it to center spot to Kremoski. And Kremoski will drop it back to Ian Frey. Again now, here's Bright behind center circle. This time he'll come forward. Dribble in the Atlanta half. And fire it ahead to Negri on the near touchline. They'll drop it back to Christoph again in front of the left halfway line. Christoph playing a long diagonal down the middle. Headed away by Derek Williams back into the midfield. Rios dispossessing Kremoski. Christoph, though, finds the ball and kicks it back to the goalkeeper Callender, who's 25 yards off his line. Return to Christoph behind center circle. He'll square it off to the right to Frey. Up to Wegant behind the right halfway line. Returns it to Frey in the Miami half. Back further to Bright between the circles with Rios pressuring. Here's a long angle for Negri. Can't save it over the near touchline. It'll be thrown to Atlanta. And off the throw, it is into Moranchuk, who is closed down very quickly and dispossessed by Bright. pass to Gressel, up to Wegant, making a run down the right wing into the attacking third. Saba gets in front of him. It's passed over to Ruiz, now on the far touchline. Drop back in the middle now to Bright, who will bounce it off to the left 30 yards from goal. Here's Negri coming forward around Moranchuk. Sends it down the middle off a deflection. Here's a shot from the penalty spot and a goal by Miami. No offside because the ball was deflected by Atlanta, and David Ruiz, who was wide open from the penalty spot, slam dunks it past Guzan, and it's 1-0. It is Ruiz's first goal.
It's a through ball down the middle that the deflection makes it a great ball. Ruiz is into an open pocket of space. We're getting another look at it now. He's onside when the pass is made. The deflection doesn't matter in terms of offside because the pass isn't intended for him from Negri. It deflects off of McCarty. Ruiz, great composure to turn and just slot that home. But the pass, it was not headed to Ruiz. It deflects off of McCarty and turns into about as good of a through ball as you could possibly have. The lane wasn't there to get it to Ruiz. The deflection took it to Ruiz.
So it's 1-0 Miami in the 30th minute. The first goal for the 20-year-old homegrown from Miami, Florida, David Ruiz, and it is the second assist of the year for Negri. They are checking it.
They already did.
Mendoza says kickoff. Here we go again. Atlanta United playing from behind at home. What will the response be tonight? Off the kickoff, they play backwards to Gregerson. And he squares it to the left to Williams. Back to the right to Gregerson. Then over to Schleich. Goal kind of comes out of nowhere. Neither team was really mounting much of a threat in the first half hour.
Goal completely came out of nowhere because it's just a deflection that ends up killing Atlanta in that moment.
Loose ball in the midfield here. Moyamba yields to Williams, who sends it down the middle of the Saba. He'll back heel it, but to Kristoff. Now it pops out in the far corner. And Wegant will clear it up to Ruiz, who drops it back to Gressel. Now it is flipped forward to Wegant. Pitches up to the halfway line where it's headed forward by Campana. Back to Wegant. A handball plea for Atlanta. Wegant goes down trying to draw a foul. Play on through all of it. Rolls to Guzan. To Stian Gregerson, who sends it down the middle to Tristan Moyamba.
The goal for Miami is unlucky on the Atlanta side of things, but Atlanta hasn't forced the issue tonight enough at all.
McCarty combining with Schleich below center circle. Schleich squaring to the left now to Williams, who will dribble into the Miami half and play a good through ball ahead to Amador. Inside the 18, it's kicked away from him and out for a corner by Frey. That was a beautiful ball that produces the corner kick.
That's another good ball from Derek Williams. If there's anyone who is starting to try to force the issue on the Atlanta United side, it's Derek Williams. Pedro Amador as well, making that run.
Saba will send this out of the far corner goal to our right. Atlanta trailing 1-0 in the 33rd minute. Saba up to it. In-swinger to the penalty spot. Play is stopped. I think they're going to order a retake.
Yes.
Mendoza is admonishing both Gregerson and Bright. And it will be a retake. Whistle came right as Saba hit it. Miami scoring on their second shot of the match. Both of their shots on target. Atlanta has put only one shot on the board, and that was not on target. Possession 50-50. Here we go again. Saba out of the far corner, in-swinger to the penalty spot. Deflects out to Moranchuk at the top of the 18. He dribbles and shoots, and it's blocked at close range by Frey at the top of the 6. Out into the midfield to Lennon. Lennon will go all the way back to Guzan, who's 30 yards off his line. Guzan standing over the ball and directing traffic, and will curl it off to the right to Brooks Lennon. He will flick it up to Schleich behind the halfway line. And back behind center circle to Gregerson. Poked ahead to McCarty. And McCarty rolls it up to Moranchuk. Moranchuk Dribbling now to the edge of center circle, parallel to goal, and playing it off to the left. Here's Amador, putting his head down and driving into the attacking third. Ahead to Saba along the far touchline, back to Amador, left end line. He'll put a cross in that is easily covered by Callender at the near post.
Pedro Amador trying to make things happen. You see the big bandage over his eye. That was from the collision with Sam Surridge on Saturday night late in the match. Luckily, not a concussion issue. He didn't miss any time, but a laceration issue in that collision. But he's getting forward. He's trying to make things happen. Atlanta needs more of that.
Miami from right to left. Here is a steal, though, by Schleich. It's played up to Moranchuk along the near touchline. He'll center it back below center circle. McCarty bouncing it towards Amador. Is going to be in a 1v1 here with Weygand. Amador will pitch it over his head into the far corner, and it deflects off Frey to the end line. He's got to make a play at the corner flag. He turns and plays it up the touchline, and it stays in play up to Gressel, who digs it out of his boots, dribbles across the halfway line, and now plays a long diagonal to Kremoski in front of center circle. He'll send it up the near touchline to Taylor. Taylor drops it back in the midfield to Negri. Negri up to Kremoski in the central channel, 30 yards from goal. They'll turn and drop it back to Bright, who's dispossessed by Rios. Rios dribbles into the Miami half now, down the near touchline, but he's in a 1v4. Gets support and drops it back to McCarty. He plays it back to Lennon. Lennon dispossessed, though, by Negri.
Looked like Lennon was tripped up. McCarty had options inside and put Lennon into a bad spot.
Agreed. Back the other way. Here's Taylor ahead now to Kristoff in the near corner. He fakes the cross. Drops it back in the midfield. Man, wide open. That's Ruiz. Top of the arc shot. Punched down by Guzan inside the goal mouth, and he'll collect it there.
Ruiz, the Honduran international, has been really impressive tonight. You go back in time to the Leagues Cup last year in that win for Miami over Atlanta and Fort Lauderdale. Ruiz really frustrated Thiago Almada. A good defensive performance from him. He doesn't get as much time as he probably deserves with this Miami roster in front of him at times. But Ruiz is a player who is definitely one of the top young guys in the league.
He's played only 925 minutes on the year coming into tonight. Here's Gregerson going over the top for Rios. Callender off his line. He's out of the box, so he has to kick it forward. It connects with Bright, who knocks it down to Campana. He heads it back to the near touch line, where it will be run down by Kremoski before it rolls out. Kremoski now will back pass to Kristoff at the edge of the Miami 18, and he'll go back further to Callender. Callender at the edge of his 6, drifting wide of his far post and pitching clear down the middle, where it's over the head of both Gregerson and Campana. Cleaned up by Lennon, who sweeps a back pass to Brad Guzan. And Guzan will drive it clear down the left wing to Amador. Does not win the aerial. Deflects all the way forward, but fortunately Campana's in an offside position. Has to give himself up, and that'll allow the ball to roll to Gregerson.
Well done by Gregerson to turn, pick out the right pass.
A long diagonal Lennon for Saba. It connects in the left attacking third. Saba taking it into the far corner, and then is dispossessed. It rolls to the end line. It's kicked out for a throw, and it's thrown in quickly into Amador. Amador off his chest, backs up now and plays it back into the midfield to McCarty, who turns to face goal. McCarty dribbling parallel to goal and passing to Gregerson on the right wing. Ahead to Lennon on the near touchline. Back to Gregerson in front of the right halfway line. In the middle to McCarty. Turns on the ball. Flicks over to Moyamba on the left side. Down the far touchline again to Amador. Amador fakes the cross, kicks it to Saba outside the left corner of the 18. Flipped ahead towards Moyamba, and it's overhit. Cleared by Bright. Out to Kremoski. Ahead to Campana. Here's Miami countering again from right to left. They lead 1-0.
Too many attacking third turnovers.
Negri flicking it up to Taylor, who stops 40 yards from goal in the near touchline, and both teams reshape. There might be an injury. There is behind the play. Negri drops it out, and there is a player down holding his left knee behind everything. And that is, we think, Wygant. It is. Holding on to his knee as Ian Frey gets on one knee to take a look at him. Both teams will go to their respective technical areas for drinks. Miami has only 6 outfield subs available tonight, including the 3 Super Friends. And I would imagine the way that Saturday went, where all 3 of them played 90 minutes. And considering that Atlanta is not posing any danger, apparent danger at the moment. I would imagine Jorge Thieler would be reluctant to turn to any of those three right now. They gave him a long time to get up, and he is up, and he will be able to play on.
He gave the thumbs up. I'm not sure if there was a collision there. Anytime you see a player grabbing their knee in that way, you start to worry about a ligament issue, but he's walking it off. Ryan Saylor was warming up for Miami. They don't really have, outside of Jordi Alba coming in to play fullback, that's it. That's the only fullback on this group. Saylor, much more of a center back. Frey could move over, I would suppose.
Off the return throw. This will be Kristoff squaring to Frey above the arc. He's approached by Rios, so back past the Calendar, 7 yards in front of the goal to our right. Starts it down the left side to Kristoff, plays down the middle to Kromoski. He'll kick it back now to the penalty spot to Calendar again. Clears it off to the right now to Frey. And he'll play up to Weigand, who immediately taps it back inside to Gressel. Back to Weigand along the touchline. He'll waft this to the halfway line, where Campana is dispossessed, but it's dribbled out by Gregerson. It will be a throw to Miami at the halfway line. Off the throw, Saba chasing the ball as it rolls back to Kristoff between the circles. And he'll turn and back pass again to Calendar at the Miami penalty spot. Calendar takes a touch. The pitch clear down the right side. It's trapped by Campana. Digging for it is Gregerson. He was able to knock it towards Amador. But the ball spins back now to Kromoski. Miami's got a break coming down the middle. Wide open in the central channel is Taylor. He heads it back to the top of the arc. We're coming in from behind is McCarty to win the ball cleanly. A foul play by Miami. They don't get it. But Atlanta's in a mess here. Derek Williams misplayed the ball, and it looked like he may have touched it with his hand. He kicks it back to Guzan, who clears. Now, Kristoff wrestles Rios away from the ball, but Atlanta's got it now with Moranchuk at center spot, playing it down the middle now to Rios. Rios drifting to the left and playing it up to Saba. Saba 1v5 down the middle. Ahead to Moranchuk, and the pass is off his toe.
The initial ball through was for Saba. Rios didn't know Saba was making a run in behind him.
And now we have a foul on Gregerson on the near side against Kromoski and a free kick to Miami. I think the possible handball on Williams is outside the 18 and cannot be checked.
I don't think there was anything in it. Atlanta didn't handle playing out of the back well. They added a little bit of drama to it, but they got through it. And the thing is, they get to the midfield, and the ball through intended for Saba that Rios claimed. I don't know if Saba's not yelling there to call for it. Rios can't know that he's making the run in behind. Saba wanted it. He told Rios after, he's like, that was mine. You got to make that point clear. They've got to get on the same page in those moments.
This Atlanta United team has no attacking chemistry whatsoever, quite frankly. Miami playing down the left wing. There's another collision, this time involving Moranchuk and Kromoski. That is another foul on Moranchuk. And the referee Mendoza is waving his arms to both teams, saying that's enough. We're crossing into the 43rd minute. It's 1-0 Inter Miami. This portion of the match brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. The all-electric Mercedes-Benz lineup is here.
So this is my issue with Mendoza. He's telling everybody to stop, so the next foul, any which way, should be a yellow card.
That's right.
The game doesn't need that, though.
Doesn't feel like
we're
it.
not at all in yellow card territory.
No,
that's craziness.
This has not been, in any stretch, a chippy or violent match as Negri goes deep down the middle on the free kick. Headed away by Williams up to Moyamba behind center circle. Tristan now squaring to the right to McCarty behind the right halfway line. He'll punch it up there to Moranchuk. Moranchuk pitching it over the top to Lennon, right side of the 18, and Lennon mishits a cross.
No, he doesn't. That's a great defensive play. Lennon doesn't mishit the cross. It's on the ground going right to Rios. Watch the Miami player make the play, dragging their leg to block it. Brilliant play from Ian Frey because Lennon's cutting it back on the ground behind. Frey's able to drag the foot and keep it out.
44th minute now. Here's McCarty sending it down the middle to Saba. Awkward trap, but he's able to square to Schliess along the touchline. Back to McCarty, who puts it in the central channel now to Moranchuk. That's a spin off Kromoski, but has to flick to McCarty. Now Derek Williams above center circle, flicking it back down the middle to Moranchuk. Squared off to the right to McCarty. Plays it up to Saba to 1v2, but Saba comes out of the jam and plays it on to Schleich. Ahead to Lennon at the right end line. Lennon's cross caught at the near post by Callender.
At full speed, he wasn't able to turn that one back. Callender does a good job on the near post. Better here at the end of the half from Atlanta, but you got to get something to show for it in terms of chances and shots.
Out to cross into the 45th minute. And Miami again from right to left with Callender standing just to the right of his penalty spot, scooting it out of the 18 now to Kristoff. Kristoff will turn and play it back to Frey, the right side of the Miami arc. Roll up to Wagan along the far touchline. Dribbling on Saba. Now pitching it ahead towards Campana. Stuck away from him, though, by Gregerson. Gregerson in a jam, back pass to Guzan. Gregerson, though, drawing a foul.
And it's got to be a yellow card. And this is where referees lose respect to the players on the field. We watched it. You talked about it. Mendoza made all kinds of motions to everybody. No more fouls. Next foul, it's got to be a yellow card. No matter what it is. When you make that big of an action, you've got to give a yellow no matter what the foul is.
Off the free kick, here's Gregerson pitching over the top for Rios. It's headed away by him by Frey, but the second ball is one down by Schleich to McCarty. Played up to Moranchuk, who drives down the central channel, is bumped by Bright, but keeps going. Tried to thread it through to Moyamba, and a good tackle by Frey to knock it away. But back to Moranchuk. Pitches to the near post, over the head of Rios.
Just missed
Still
it.
Loose inside the 6. Lennon pleading for handball. 2 added minutes as it's cleared down the left wing.
Just missed it. That was a good look from Alexi, trying to pick out Rios.
Back the other way, now comes Robert Taylor to the front side of center circle. Wrestle overlapping on the right wing. Taylor instead pulls the air brake and centers to Kermoski above the arc. Kermoski deflects it up to Campana. Drop back now to Negri on the left wing. Just outside the 18, he returns it to Campana. Campana back to Negri now in the near corner. Campana making a run towards the end line. Instead, Negri will go all the way back to the halfway line to Kristoff. Kristoff squaring above center circle to Frey. Frey back to Kristoff below center circle. A little surprised at how conservative Miami was in that sequence. It's dropped back to Callender. He'll swing it over to the far side now to Wagan, who kicks it back in the middle between the circles to Frey. 1 minute to play now in the first half. Miami leading 1-0. Frey behind center circle, squaring to the left to Kristoff. Kristoff reverses and comes forward now and plays down the near touchline to Negri, who hands it off to Taylor. Taylor's pass back to Negri was deflected by Lennon, but back into the path of Negri, and then it rolls out for a throw to Miami at the near hash mark. Thrown backwards to Taylor. Maybe 30 seconds left in the half. Taylor will dribble back and play it back into the Miami half to Kristoff. Will go back further now to Callender inside the Miami arc. Callender will survey options and pitch it into center circle. Our glance is off of Campana. Off to the left to Taylor, who got a quick overlap from Bright. Taylor now driving down the left wing with seconds to play in the first half. He stops on the edge of the attacking third. The centering pass stolen by Moyamba. Cleared up to Moranchuk. Moranchuk with short time remaining now. Comes behind center circle. Plays it into the run of Amador. They'll let the attack continue. Amador dribbles straight down the middle into the attacking third. Amador ahead to Saba, left side of the 18 to the end line. Cross over the head of Rios. Into the near corner of the blow for halftime.
Moments of activity from Atlanta United, but not sequences of attacking for Atlanta. Not enough. Too listless, too lethargic at times. When they got forward on Miami, especially in the last 10 minutes or so, it was much better. Got to see more of that from the jump in the second half.
1-0 Inter Miami at halftime. More in a moment on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Getting on the network New York relies on is easy when you come into the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street. Come check out their latest deals on phones, accessories, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. And when you switch to Verizon, you choose what goes into your unlimited plan and save on what you need. There's never been a better time to switch to the network New York relies on. Visit the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street to speak with Chris and save big today.
As a small business owner, you put in unlimited hours, unlimited effort, and unlimited passion. Why? Because you know that your business has unlimited potential. Spectrum Business can connect you to that potential with the fastest, most reliable internet, US-based customer support, and multi-layer security to protect your business. To learn how Spectrum Business can put anything within reach, visit spectrum.com/business. Your business made limitless. That's life unlimited.
Want a satisfying meal for just $6? Try the new $6 meal from Dunkin'. It's a medium hot or iced coffee and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a side of hash browns for $6. You know Dunkin' coffee. It's always made just how you like. The bacon, egg, and cheese is the most toasty and delicious, and crispy golden hash browns are a must. So they're in the new $6 meal deal too. Take advantage of this offer while it lasts. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Offer valid on bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches only. Excludes seasoned bacon. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions and terms apply.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Going down in the rinse straight. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes 100% of odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Going for goal! Score!
Back to more MLS action.
It's our Atlanta United.
Our United play here.
Sports Radio 92.9, The Game.
It's 1-0 at halftime. Inter Miami leading Atlanta United. Here was Miami's goal in the 28th minute from David Ruiz. Drop back in the middle now to Bright, who will bounce it off to the left 30 yards from goal. Here's Negri coming forward around Moranchuk. Sends it down the middle off a deflection. Here's a shot from the penalty spot and a goal by Miami. No offside because the ball was deflected by Atlanta, and David Ruiz, who was wide open from the penalty spot, slam dunks it past Guzan, and it's 1-0. The statistics for both teams are grim. The shots were 3-2 Miami. 3 shots on target for Miami, none for Atlanta. The possession 51-49 Miami. We only had 3 combined key passes in the first half. 2 for Miami. The expected goals, 1 for Miami, 0.1 for Atlanta. Brutal. Just brutal.
Miami doesn't have any impetus to carry the game because they don't have to. And they're doing enough. I think Frey's been pretty good on the back line. That's about it on their side, to be honest. The pass through, it's a deflection that Ruiz does a great job in finishing. I give him a ton of credit on the finish. But that's really it that Miami did. Atlanta had 2 plays that jump out to me when I think back to that first half. The nearly turning it over in their own defensive third, but playing out of it. We talk about attracting pressure and then playing through. That's not how you want to attract it, but it almost worked. But then Rios and Saba not on the same page. Rios claims the through ball on the ground instead of letting it roll through to Saba. And then the Lennon cutback cross that Frey makes a good defensive play on as he's trying to cut it back to Rios. One of the times that those two looked in sync. A lot of times we've seen Rios making a run, Lennon puts the cross into a different spot. That time they got on the same page, but Frey was able to break it up. That's it. That's it. In the second half, Atlanta United has to not be as hesitant. They have to take more chances. They have to be more bold in the way that they play. That means taking people on 1v1. That means taking chances on passes. That means taking shots from distance. You have to show something different in this second 45. That first 45 was not good enough from Atlanta United, who has to find more in the second 45.
More to come in a moment. We'll look at scores from around the league. We're in halftime. Inter Miami leading Atlanta United 1-0 on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Amazon Prime members, why pay more for groceries when you can save big on thousands of items at Amazon Fresh? Shop Prime exclusive deals and save up to 50% on weekly grocery favorites. Plus, save 10% on Amazon brands, like our new brand Amazon Saver, 365 by Whole Foods Market, Aplenty, and more. Come back for new deals rotating every week. Don't miss out on savings. Shop Prime exclusive deals at Amazon Fresh. Select varieties.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app. It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO-free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO-free any-size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Getting on the network New York relies on is easy when you come into the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street. Come check out their latest deals on phones, accessories, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. And when you switch to Verizon, you choose what goes into your unlimited plan and save on what you need. There's never been a better time to switch to the network New York relies on. Visit the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street to speak with Chris and save big today.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
Back to the game.
It's our Atlanta United
on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
We're at halftime here at the Benz. Atlanta United trailing Inter Miami 1-0. Elsewhere around the MLS, and halftime New England leading Montreal 2-0. Philadelphia's got a 3-1 lead on New York City in halftime at Yankee Stadium. Toronto and Columbus are scoreless. Orlando and Charlotte are scoreless. That match just getting started. Later tonight, Vancouver is at Houston, Kansas City hosting Colorado. Cincinnati and Minnesota, Chicago and Nashville, Salt Lake hosting Dallas. LAFC has Austin visiting LA Galaxy at Portland, and San Jose is at Seattle. Second half coming up next here from the Benz. Atlanta United trailing Inter Miami 1-0 on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Want a satisfying meal for just $6? Try the new $6 meal from Dunkin'. It's a medium hot or iced coffee and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a side of hash browns for $6. You know Dunkin' coffee. It's always made just how you like. The bacon, egg, and cheese is the most toasty and delicious, and crispy golden hash browns are a must. So they're in the new $6 meal deal too. Take advantage of this offer while it lasts. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Offer valid on bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches only. Excludes seasoned bacon. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions and terms apply.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on your every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on it. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on it. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
Sometimes in football, you need just a little more for that first down. You need to be pushing the pile. And on our new podcast, we'll give you that extra effort.
I'm Mike Renner, a longtime NFL analyst who helped develop player evaluation systems that every NFL team uses to this day.
And I'm Kyle Long, former all-pro offensive lineman in the NFL who knows a thing or two about getting people moving.
You'll get expertise from inside the trenches and behind the tape for 4 episodes every week. So make sure you download and subscribe to the Pushing the Pile podcast on the Odyssey app.
Everybody claims to have a big deal, but baby, Coach Prime knows a big deal when I see one, and so does KFC, because these taste of KFC deals are just $5. You could have a 2-piece drum and thigh with mashed potatoes and a biscuit, or get an 8-piece nugget with fries, or you could get KFC's famous bowl with those nuggets on top for just $5. Get your own taste of KFC deal with just $5. Prices, participation, and product offering may vary. Tax, tips, and fees extra.
All right, I got it. Football season's here, and that is going to dominate the airwaves here in Atlanta. But true baseball fans know September is anything but boring. I'm Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring, and each weekday we have fun and celebrate the sport that we love. As we march toward the Fall Classic, keep up to date with not only just the Braves, but with every team that's still playing in October. Follow Baseballs and Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Back to the action.
Our Atlanta United play here.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
All right, second half will begin in a moment. Atlanta United trailing Inter Miami 1-0 at halftime. Again, if you missed it, the statistics, I think, really tell the story of what we have seen so far. And I don't think Miami really deserves too many compliments themselves, playing a heavily rotated lineup tonight. Only 5 total shots in the first half and only 3 total key passes in the first half between the two teams. Atlanta with 1. I should tell you, this copyrighted audio cast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer. As we've seen those so many times over the years, Jason, you and I have been doing this a long time. Goals change matches. Things can change on a dime very, very quickly. And what was a very, very tepid first half by both teams could suddenly become very, very entertaining and very, very competitive if a few things become more precise in the second half.
Atlanta has to make it more competitive, and they're gonna have to find something here. You know, I don't know where that comes from right now, and I don't like being in that spot, to be honest, of usually it's, okay, you expect this person to step up, this player to show something different, this player to make something happen, and I'm not sure where it's going to come from after the last 3 halves that we've seen. It has to change. Somebody has to take that initiative. And look, this is just where you are right now. The playoffs are slipping away because of these performances. Somebody has to try to change it. It might not work. Look, like, that's the reality. You can play well and lose. We've seen it happen many times in this league and in this building before. But you've got to put forth more than what we've seen in the last 3 halves. If that means, again, taking chances, this team is playing very conservatively. And I don't think that's the intention. And I'm not sure why that's coming out the way that we're seeing. There has to be that mentality, and I talked about it last night on Atlanta Soccer Tonight. I think back to the 2002 U.S. World Cup team, and Bruce Arena, the documentary was a great what U.S. Soccer did back at that time. Bruce Arena, before every game, said he wanted his team, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, first shot, first foul, first goal, all those things. Got to be first to everything. That game was, this first half was just very meh. Oh. That's not where it needs to be right now. Go flying into a tackle. Take a yellow card. Go take a shot from distance. Believe in your quality. Go take that player on in the 1v1. Try to slip that pass through. Get on the front foot. It has to change here.
Well, Atlanta United has returned to the pitch. They're wearing the 5 striped shirts, black trunks, gold numbers, and trim. Our visitors from Miami have not returned to the pitch. As we approach the end of the countdown clock, and here's where, again, I'll restate my soapbox statement that anytime a team is late returning from the dressing room, their manager should be cautioned.
Well, Tata Martino has already been cautioned too many times.
Tata Martino is sitting somewhere probably up near us tonight because he accumulated cautions. But this is a gamesmanship tactic. It's intentional, and it's Bush League, in my opinion. You see it at all levels of soccer. Here comes Miami now with the countdown clock long since expired. They're running out of the tunnel below us to our left, and it looks like they will not make a change at halftime. Atlanta United, we know for sure, will not make a change at halftime. Miami, for their part, wearing the pink shirts and trunks with the black numbers and trim.
Tata Martino is up somewhere near us as we see him on the Apple TV broadcast
he's
now.
In the Miami technical box, which is on our level, probably 8 or 9 boxes to our left.
He knows his way around the building, I'm sure.
I don't know if he ever made it up here when
I think
managing
the
for
times
Atlanta.
that Jorge Thieler had to step in for him, and it's been multiple in his career, I think they were on the road during their time with Atlanta United.
I think you're right about that. Miami kicks off to begin the second half. They play back to the left, which is towards their own goal, and here is Rio stepping up to press Kristoff.
Better pressure.
That nearly forced a turnover. Miami almost kicked it out. Now they try to bounce down the left wing. It's just chopped up in the air over to Gressel on the right side as Amador steps up to press him, and Gressel has to dump that into the Atlanta half.
Good pressure.
Encouraging first 30 seconds for Atlanta United. Would have enjoyed being a fly on the wall to hear that halftime team talk from Rob Valentino, who was so exasperated after the 2-0 loss on Saturday to Nashville. He's got to be thinking, what more can I do right now with these guys?
Exasperated is the perfect description of it.
Here's Derek Williams behind center circle, coming up to the circle now, bouncing it down the middle, stabbed down by Rios to Moranchuk. Moranchuk coming down the right wing to the top of the 18. Ahead to the far corner for Lennon. Lennon traps, spins back towards the corner, now drops it back in the midfield to McCarty. McCarty will dribble parallel to goal, 35 yards away, and put it into the central channel to Saba. He turns to face goal. Passes off to the left to Amador. Amador drops it back to Derek Williams in the midfield. He'll come forward now. Pass ahead to Saba. Tap back to Moyamba, to Rios. Back to Moyamba inside the arc, and it's stolen. Trying to clear his way again. He's tripped up and fouled at the edge of the arc.
Better, though. Better. They look like they're trying to get some control of this game and play in Miami's half. It's better.
You're combining, you're connecting now in the attacking third. I said in the first half, Atlanta United looked like a team with no attacking chemistry whatsoever. Maybe a small step forward in that department here in the 47th minute. Miami from left to right off the free kick. Kristoff coming forward down the left wing all the way up to the halfway line, where he rolls it ahead to Taylor, who's pushed down and fouled by Moranchuk.
That's fine.
40 yards from goal, a free kick to Miami. Just underway in the second half with Inter Miami leading 1-0. Off the free kick, it is squared to Ruiz, the goal scorer. Gives it back to Kremasky, goes back further to Kristoff. Now a huge ovation because Lionel Messi has come out of the tunnel and is walking into the corner to warm up. It's played down the middle where it deflects to Ruiz. He kicks it forward off of Amador. Saba running it down now in the near defensive corner. He's in a jam now, challenged by Gressel. He turns and clears and somehow got it up to Moyamba.
Good ball.
Who flicks to Amador, and then Amador tries to nutmeg his man, who trips him and fouls him. That's Weigand.
He's on a yellow. That's very intentional. It's a transition foul. Weigand very intelligent as well, staying down like he is heavily injured.
That is a plea that Derek Williams is making now.
Yeah.
This is going to get a little disoriented for the listener because you're going to hear a lot of exclamations and cheers in the background. Of the 60,000 people in this stadium, I'd say a very large percentage are watching Lionel Messi stretch.
Yeah, quick cue for the listeners who are wondering what's going on. If we're excited, it's probably something on the field.
Yes. And if you hear the crowd, it's probably because Messi is doing jumping jacks. Here's a back pass to Guzan off the free kick. Played into the near defensive corner, Williams. Rolled up to Amador along the touchline. Centered to McCarty, who was kicked at by Campana, but the ball rolls ahead now to Moyamba, and it's knocked away from him and out for a throw on the near touchline. The last came off Moyamba. Bad break. A throw to Miami behind the halfway line. Good play by Yannick Bright.
Going back to the foul from Weigand, that's absolutely a yellow card foul. He's very lucky that he didn't see a second yellow. Miami doesn't really have an easy sub there unless they want to bring Jordi Alba in. And I don't know if they do want to bring him in. But he's got to be on a bright orange card at this point.
Moyamba knocks it out for another throw on the near touchline, and Gressel immediately stands up and now puts the ball down and will yield to Weigand to throw this in.
Time wasting. They have the lead. They're going to do it. Atlanta's got to keep their head. They've got to keep the intensity up.
Off the throw, it takes a hard deflection off Campana. Bounces the circle to Kristoff. Kristoff now dribbling into the circle and rolling it off to Negri on the left wing. This portion of the match brought to you by Piedmont, official healthcare partner of Atlanta United. It's 1-0 Miami in the 50th minute. Gromosky dribbling parallel to the halfway line, passing to Frey on the right side. Frey up to the halfway line where he hands it off to Wagan. Kicked ahead to Gressel. Gressel tracks back to the halfway line and drops it back to Frey. Frey will square it off to the left to a wide-open Kristoff, and Kristoff will come forward now and pass it up to Negri along the far touchline. Center to Taylor. Taylor slaloms and plays it down the middle now to Campana, who's bumped off the ball by Gregerson. It rolls towards Saba on the near side. Saba dribbling forward down the touchline and dribbles it out at the halfway line for a Miami throw.
Couldn't turn the corner, but that's one of those things where, look, Saba taken off there, maybe a little ill-advised, but it's got to send a message to the guys around. You know, it's got to say, hey, we need urgency now.
51st minute, off the throw. At center spot, it is Bright dropping it back to Frey. Sent down the right wing to Campana, who taps it back now to Ruiz. Ruiz plays it to the backside of center circle to Kristoff, who sends it up to Gromosky on the left wing, up to Taylor, back to Gromosky in front of the halfway line. He'll flick now to Bright. And with Rios applying pressure, the ball rolls back into the Miami half, where it'll be run down by Kristoff.
Too easy for Miami to find passes. It's way too easy for them to pick out a pass.
After a good first 2 minutes of the half for Atlanta, now they can't get on the ball. Kristoff to Gromosky above center circle. He dribbles on McCarty, flares it up to Taylor. Taylor will turn and drive into the central channel and flick it off to Gressel now on the right side. He'll play it ahead now to Bright, or beg your pardon, Wagan on the right attacking third. He passes to Ruiz. Now it's Bright in front of center circle, who has it. Turns back to the right. Sends it ahead to Gressel on the right wing. Gressel loops it to the near post. It's headed up in the air by Williams, and that's going to bounce out for a corner.
You know you can't give Julian Gressel free crosses. It's too easy for Miami to find the open player. A couple of minutes of intense pressure is not enough.
Gressel to send this out of the near corner goal to our right. This is Miami's third corner of the game. It's doing this right in front of Messi, and once again, while you hear the exclamations, Gressel's up to it, sends it to the near post, headed clear by Rios, but to the top of the arc, and a swinging volley is hilariously shanked by Negri. It'll be collected by Guzan wide of the far post. Negri going for glory there, and looking like me trying to hit a drop shot on the tennis court. Here is Derek Williams walking it down the middle for Atlanta United as they play from right to left here in the second half. Up the right wing to Gregerson. Back to Williams between the circles. Williams now driving it a long diagonal down the left wing that is overhit for Saba. Out for a Miami throw in their near defensive corner.
I have no problem with Williams trying to play that one and pick up the intensity and pick up the pace. Now Atlanta's got to step up and press. You're seeing some body language kinds of things, whether it's actions on the field or movements on the field, from some players trying to create a sense of urgency.
Ball was thrown up the touchline, and we are going to have a grabbing foul called against, I believe, Amador getting tangled up, or Williams getting tangled up with Campana. So Miami will get a free kick near the halfway line. In the 54th minute, with Miami leading 1-0, scoring in the 28th minute. This is a long diagonal that is intercepted by Gregerson, but then passed wide of Schleich. The ball pinned to Alice, ball's back towards Gregerson, who gives it to Schleich again, and then he gives it away. What is going on? Back the other way, here comes Miami. Schleich, that was terrible. Sent down the middle. This will connect to the left corner of the 18. It's trapped. It's Taylor, dribbling parallel to goal. He'll shoot over the crossbar. Out for goal kick. Guzan quickly playing down the left wing or right wing to Moranchuk, who drops it back to Gregerson outside the 18. He'll dribble forward through traffic up to the halfway line where Rios is dispossessed, and Rios commits the foul.
I mentioned it's too easy for Miami to pick out a pass. Contrast it. I mean, this is not a top-level Miami starting lineup, and they're closing things down quickly. They're putting in the work off the ball. They're making it difficult for Atlanta to play. Atlanta's got to make it difficult for Miami to play.
Here is a long diagonal played off the edge of the 18 by Kristoff down the middle to Campana, who's dispossessed by Williams. Gregerson behind center circle. Flicks to Lennon and back to Gazan.
Muamba dropped off instead of going up for the aerial duel and allowed Miami to keep that. Now Atlanta wins it back. That's not a smart risk in that moment where you've got to go find the ball.
McCarty dribbling down the middle off center spot to the front side of center circle. Loops it ahead to Amador. Good ball. In the left corner of the 18. He sends it to the penalty spot. Header! Score! Listen, all you all, it's a sabotage! Another goal in this match that comes out of absolutely nowhere. Somehow, though, we're even at 1.
This one at least comes out of quality from two players that we've talked about throughout this match that are trying to make something happen. Pedro Amador, maybe his best match with Atlanta United, puts in a peach of a cross and picks out Saba. Sometimes it's not about the perfect build-up. Sometimes it's not about the perfect sequence. It's put a ball into a dangerous spot and go get it. It's that simple. I think it takes the deflection. It gets through Calendar. So what? It counts. Put it on the board. Atlanta has to force the issue.
Saba's 7th goal of the year. He leads the team. Amador picking up the assist, his first MLS assist. 1-1 in the 57th minute as Miami kicks off and moves from left to right. They play down the left wing to Taylor, to the overlapping Negri now along the far touchline. Square ball to the top of the 18, through the legs of Kremoski, who then spins himself down and draws a foul just outside the 18 on Dax McCarty.
It's a free kick. Defend it.
The goal.
Pick yourselves up and defend it.
The goal for Saba came on Atlanta's 3rd shot of the match and their first on target.
Kremoski, the ball was behind him, and McCarty catches him. Yeah, it's a foul. He catches him from behind. It's just, look, you got to defend it now.
So the ball spotted to the left of the arc.
Taylor, Campana, and Gressel are the Miami trio talking about this one. No, they're not going to be able to rush Lionel Messi onto the field to take this free kick.
Atlanta is setting up with a 5-man wall and Saba laying behind it. The ball is spotted outside of the far post, so the angle will be to Brad's right.
So here's the deal. With a 5-man wall and a player behind it, it's 3v3 inside the 18, and now not that, with Miami sending one of that trio up to create that secondary diversion. Atlanta's got to be careful here if Miami wants to get sneaky.
Action at the goal to our right. Mendoza is gesturing at Miami players.
They can't be
in front of the wall.
Yeah, well, they can be in front of it, but they have to be a certain distance away from the wall. Back in the day, you could stand on the end of the wall. Can't do that now. You've got to be a certain distance away.
So Taylor is standing over the ball, and then behind it is Campana.
I wonder if you're going to see a little misdirection here.
Now it's Taylor to the left and Campana to the right. And Campana is up to it. He goes for goal, deflected in. Well, that didn't take long. 2-1 Miami. I don't know if it was off the wall or off someone behind the wall, but Inter Miami goes back in front after giving up the equalizer just 2 minutes earlier.
And number 10's getting ready.
Oh, good. Love to see a replay of this.
Yeah.
See where the deflection came. Here we're getting it now. Well, first we're getting a replay of the foul.
Correct call. It's a free kick.
All right, where'd the deflection come?
Off McCarty.
So McCarty gives the foul and then gives the goal. Is it an own goal or is it on its way in anyway?
It's close enough. I'd give him the goal.
Messi is coming in, as Jason told you, as we hit the hour mark. So we're going to see how that's scored, if it's an own goal or if they give it to Campana. If they give it to Campana, it's his 6th.
Mosquera getting ready to check in for Atlanta, as well as Jay Fortune.
Atlanta kicks off. 2-1 Inter Miami at the 60th minute. The Sports Match brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Off the kickoff, Gregerson driving it ahead down the right wing to Lennon. Flicked ahead to Moranchuk, who dances towards the edge of the attacking third. Now he'll loop it to the back post, and it'll be caught by Callender with Saba about 10 yards away from it.
Would assume fortune for McCarty. I'm curious to see what the change is to get Mosquera in.
Scorekeepers are still discussing who to give credit to the goal, if it's going to be an own goal or if it's going to go to Campana.
It should be a goal for Campana. It's close enough to being on target.
There's a home run ball for Taylor that was overhit by Frey. It's out for a throw on the far touchline. Atlanta will make a double sub, but first here's the ovation.
Gressel out for Messi.
I don't think the ovation is for Gressel. So the greatest player of all time appears on the pitch here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Lionel Messi. Atlanta, as Jason told you, making a double sub. Jay Fortune is coming on for Tristan Moyamba. And Edwin Mosquera is coming on for Dax McCarty.
I would assume Moranchuk comes inside now. Fortune and Sleesh will be your midfield duo behind Moranchuk. Mosquera goes to the right. Saba will be on the left. Messi looks like he will be up top with Campana, so Miami will be shifting a little bit to accommodate Messi into more of a 4-4-2.
Substitutions brought to you by Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives.
Campana might drop deeper at times just to do the running for Leo, which, you know, he's kind of do that.
Here's Sleeves playing it to the far touchline. Lennon swept back to the right halfway line to Gregerson. He'll pitch over the top for Rios. That connects to the right side of the 18. Rios with a trap knocks it down to Mosquera, and it's out off him or out off a Miami player for a corner at the far end line. And Alexei Moranchuk races into the far corner to send this in, Atlanta's third corner of the match. They trail 2-1 as we cross into the 63rd minute. And Moranchuk sends it into the penalty spot. Header wide of the near post. Oh boy, Mosquera was wide open and unmarked. He slams the ground in frustration as he heads it wide of the near post and out for goal kick. Could not have been a better look for Edwin.
The last player you think is going to get a header in the middle of the 18, Edwin Mosquera, just mishits it.
Miami from left to right. Atlanta stepping up off the goal kick as it bounces up to Wagan along the near touchline, given away to Saba. Saba dribbles centrally, pitches down the middle for Moranchuk. It bounces into the box left side behind him, and then he gets a high boot up on a Miami defender.
Flag was up on the far side.
So it's offside,
yes.
not a foul on Moranchuk, although I think Miami probably had that covered anyway. Wagan complaining about the incident.
Wagant's been complaining for most of the 62 minutes played. He ducks his head. That's not on Moranchuk for the high boot. He was offside.
Free kick on the right side of the 18 for Miami as Drake Callender respots the ball. It's 2-1 Miami in the 64th minute. This portion of the match brought to you by Equifax, proud partner of your Atlanta United. Sent down the middle where Williams does a good job shielding Campana away from the ball. It bounces to Gregerson, who hands it off to Amador, and he'll sweep a back pass to Guzan, who will clear off the left end line. Moranchuk under it. It bounces past him towards Rios. It's knocked into the ground by Frey, but down to Sleeves, who fires a great ball up to Mosquera. Racing in down the right wing, into the box. Shot saved by Callender, who was off his line. Bounces off to the left now to Moranchuk. He'll send it back into the back post. Header! Save Callender! Diving save at the back post on the Rios header. Incredible goalkeeping by Drake Callender.
Great ball from Sleesh to play Mosquera in, and he just can't buy a goal right now. The Colombian gets into the 18. Callender stays big and makes the save, and then is able to get down on the Rios header. Comfortable there from Callender, but he's able to keep his composure and slide across the goal and not get out of control.
Here is a near steal by Amador on the right wing. Bounces to Wagan, who pitches it ahead to Kravoski along the near touchline, dueling with Williams, and he kicks it off Williams for a throw. A good play. Miami rushing a couple more players into their technical area. They have 4 subs left. Atlanta has 3. We're in the 65th minute. Messi is on for Miami. Suarez and Jordi Alba are not yet on. As this is thrown to the goal scorer, Ruiz, who digs it out of his boots and centers it. And here's Messi claiming it and sending it down the wing to Taylor, left side of the 18, dribbling on Lennon, cutback pass Messi, dribbling through traffic to the left side of the 18. His cutback pass deflects off of Schleich towards Mosquera. Schleich is down. Mosquera claims the ball, passes up to Moranchuk. Here's a 3v3. Moranchuk down the right wing for Saba. It'll curl to the touchline. Saba's got it. Saba out of the far corner, dribbling to the right corner of the 18. Saba now parallel to goal, cuts it back to Fortune. Fortune centers it to Moranchuk at the top of the arc. He drifts to the left. Now he stops, passes ahead to Rios, back to Moranchuk, out to the left. Mosquera back towards Rios, intercepted. And fouling is Moranchuk pushing down Weigand before he can start the counter, or Kremoski before he can start the counter.
Look, Messi's a human being. He might be the greatest to ever play this sport, but he's a human being, and he's 37 years old, and he's not perfect. You have to play. You can't back off of him. You can't give him the space. You got to crowd him. You got to make it difficult for him to play. Atlanta did a good job of that. They didn't back off. They made the play. They turned it over, and they got to break the other direction.
Federico Redondo has reported to the fourth official for Miami. Are they going to make the sub here or not? The referee Mendoza behind the play was having a conversation with a couple Miami players.
Jordi Alba was also into the technical area.
Yeah, now he reports to the fourth official as well. You're right. So it looks like Miami gearing up a double sub here in the 67th minute. Right now we just have a apparent drinks break for both teams. All right, here come the subs now. It'll be Jordi Alba coming on for Ruiz. And it will be Redondo.
The way the cards are being handed in, I think they're actually getting some of the positional things opposite.
Yeah, I think you're right. Redondo is coming on for Taylor. Miami's got 2 subs and 1 window left.
So Redondo's going to play where Ruiz was. He'll be in the middle of the park. Jordi Alba, it looks like, is not going to go to a fullback position. He's actually going to go to the wing. So now you've got Alba and Messi on the field. Messi over to the right, Jordi Alba to the left. So Miami gets back to a 3 front with Campana in the middle. But you know Messi's going to cut inside on the left foot.
Here's a pitch down the near touchline. Under hit, run down by Amador. He knocks it down to Fortune. Drop back to Schleich, who returns it to Amador. Now Fortune drifts into the central channel, 40 yards from goal. Kicks it to Schleich. Flicks it to Moranchuk. It's blocked away from him, but back up the touchline where it will be claimed by Williams. 2-1 Miami in the 68th minute. Atlanta playing from right to left. Schleich up to Fortune below center circle. He's past Campana. He fires a long diagonal for Lennon. Traps it off the far touchline. Has to drift back towards his team, so in half. And now passes to Mosquera. To Fortune in the middle. Rolled back through to Mosquera, but it's overhit. Cleared by Miami. Out to Amador in the left wing. Amador centering it towards Moranchuk. Had to poke it back to Schleich. It was off balance. Down the middle to Saba. Back to Schleich. Schleich back further to center spot to Gregerson. Gregerson loops it down the right wing. Here's Lennon. Lennon off a heavy trap. Dispossessed by Negri trying to win the ball back. He swats at it. Now it's loose along the far touchline, and Jordi Alba's got it. Drop back to Negri. Swings it to the little guy who traps at the backside of center circle. He pops it now to Redondo at center spot. And now Miami attacking with Negri coming down the left wing. Into the attacking third. And on the far touchline, this is Jordi Alba. Back to the top of the arc. Here's Messi. Turns to face goal. Dribbles into the box. Plays it ahead to the left side of the 18. Cut back pass to Messi. Up top. Over to the right side. Wide open man. Shot over the crossbar by Weigand. Out for goal kick. Well, it's obvious that Messi is drawing a lot of attention for Atlanta United.
As he should. As he should, but he was still able to find a lot of space there before that attention came.
He finds a way to do those things, doesn't he? Off the goal kick, here's Amador playing a backward diagonal to Gregerson, who sends it down the middle. A little bit of an awkward roll on Moranchuk, but he's able to save it and drop it back to Schleich. Now here's Saba firing it backwards to Williams on the left side. Williams will come forward now. Now we have a whistle because there are 2 balls on the pitch. Atlanta wasn't in the throes of a threatening attack, so can't get too frustrated by that. Jamal Tiare has come into the technical area for Atlanta as play restarts with a drop ball to Williams. And fired off to Gregerson on the right side. He'll accelerate. He's pushed down kind of needlessly by Campana. Free kick Atlanta, and it's played quickly. Moranchuk to Schleich, who dribbles up to center spot and continues down the middle. Ahead to Fortune. Fortune playing it through to Amador. Good ball on the near corner. Here's his cross, covered by Callender, right in front of Rios at the near post.
Brilliant ball from Jay Fortune, who's been very good since coming onto the field.
71st minute with Atlanta United trailing Miami 2-1. Callender will throw this off to the near side to Wygant. He'll walk it out to the defensive third and then scoot it up to Messi. Now behind center circle, it is Bright. Giving it back to Wygant, who's in a jam. He dribbles it to Fortune, and it rolls to Rios, who turns and fires it ahead to Mosquera. Here's a cross that misfires to Saba, who would have slam dunked it at the near post. It would have been a tough cross because the ball was rolling. It's out for goal kick. Here comes the TRA sub now for Rios.
Good pressure from Atlanta. They forced the turnover. Mosquera just a little too much on that as Saba's making the run on the back post.
Both teams with 2 subs and 1 window remaining now in the 72nd minute.
Rios put in a good shift up top. Didn't get enough service. Forced Callender into a not easy save. See if TRA can bring some different kind of energy.
Off the goal kick. This is chopped down the middle, intercepted by Schleich. Falls, though, in the central channel and is sent back up to Campana. Digging for it is Schleich. They collide. Foul is called. Who's it on?
It's on Campana, and that's his second in like a minute. And he just gets the warning that we saw earlier in the first half, and the Cards have stayed in the pocket.
Yeah, after all of that, waving around about no more.
Yeah, that was like 20th minute.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right, free kick in front of center circle. This is at least 40 yards from goal, but Atlanta's going to send everyone forward here, and Amador is going to stand over the ball. Amador has become suddenly a set-piece taker for Atlanta United. He gets the whistle. And he's going to play short to Lennon on the right wing. We'll roll it ahead now to Edwin Mosquera, who dribbles off the touchline, sends a cross into the penalty spot that is headed away and out back to Amador. They'll pitch back to the far side to Mosquera again. Dribbles past one man and passes to Saba, the top of the 18 to Moranchuk outside the arc. Alexei shoveling it over to Gregerson, back to Schleich. Now the ball deflects and is cleared by Miami. Back to Jay Fortune, who will run it down and back pass to Guzan.
Moranchuk is just still not quite match sharp yet. I think the fitness is okay, but it's the sharpness in moments like that.
There is Schleich claiming a 50-50 ball at the left halfway line. He turns and gives it to Saba on the near touchline. Saba, hounded by Kremoski, drops it back to Schleich in the Miami half. And he'll flick to Amador, goes backwards to Williams. 74th minute now. Atlanta trailing 2-1. Up ahead to Bartek Schleich, below center circle. Schleich off to Gregerson in front of the right halfway line. He'll dribble forward now and give it back to Schleich in the central channel. Down the middle to Moranchuk. Back to Gregerson, who fires it over to Mosquera on the far touchline. They'll roll it ahead to Lennon. Lennon putting cross in for TRA. It's punched to Callender, and then Callender falls over it. Callender kind of punched it to himself and fell over it. It's a good cross, though, by Lennon. TRA was near it. 74th minute. Shot 7-6 Miami. Shots on target 4-3 Miami. The possession 51-49 Miami. This is driven down the middle to Redondo, who turns on Fortune and then squares it off to the left to Kristoff. Over to Negri on the far touchline. He nutmegs Mosquera to pass it up to Jordi Alba, and he drops back to Kristoff again. We'll square it to Ian Frey on the right side. Frey now dribbling out of the defensive third and playing it down the middle to Yannick Bright. Bright, hounded by Moranchuk here, is able to flick it ahead to Kremoski, and the ball flares off to the left now to Negri. Negri will dribble into the Atlanta half and stop. Roll it backwards now above center circle. It's scooted ahead to Messi. Messi passing Pass Jay Fortune to Jordy Alba, and then drop back to Bright. Return to Jordy Alba. Straight down the middle to Campana. Spiked away from him by Gregerson, but it falls to Krabowski. Played ahead to Jordy Alba at the top of the 18. Takes one step into the box. Now he continues to the end line. Here's a back heel flick, and a pass from Messi is intercepted by Fortune. Out to Mosquera, who's going to play a home run ball for TRA. And it's headed away from him by Frey. TRA still chasing it and takes it away from Kristoff. Dribbles into the box right side. TRA stumbles back on it. Here's his cross that rolls behind Saba. Amador's going to come up and try to run it down. The attack continues. Played ahead to Saba in the near corner. Saba to the left side of the 18. Now he passes to Fortune, and he can't trap it at the top of the arc. It rolls to Kristoff and to walk it out.
Difficult one to control. Fortune couldn't rescue it.
Drop back to Negri. Under pressure now for Mosquera. Back pass to Calendar inside the 6. He'll pitch clear. Down the middle. Intercepted by Schleich. Off his head to Amador, who knocks it down to Williams. Bounce down the middle to Fortune, 35 yards from goal. Jay Fortune ahead to Moranchuk. Dribbles into the 18 right side. He'll shoot over the crossbar. Didn't feel like he missed by much. It's out for goal kick.
Just wasn't able to get around on that one the way that he wanted. Fortune found him in the pocket that Moranchuk's been looking for all night long.
A Miami player is down cramping near the penalty spot.
I believe it's Kristoff who was trying to keep up with Moranchuk, cutting back to the left foot.
Miami does not have a sub prepared. We'll see how long Mendoza allows the stretching to continue before calling for the 2-minute penalty.
Ryan Saylor would be the player to come on for Kristoff.
Well, you know, Mendoza did give him enough time. I just want that to be kept in mind in case an Atlanta player goes down late in this game. Mendoza has shown a lot of grace twice now in Miami injuries, not calling for the physios.
Injuries in air quotes.
Left to right, goal kick for Miami. 77th minute, they lead 2-1. Calendar waving everyone forward into the midfield.
With the results currently, Atlanta would go to 12th place, but they'd still only be 2 points out of a playoff spot. Philadelphia would be into 9th. DC, same number of points with them, and Nashville would be ahead of Atlanta on 32.
Here is a foul and a yellow card on Campana.
And it's about time. He's committed like 5 fouls in the second half.
On a collision with Fortune going up for an aerial. It was the 5th caution of the year on Campana.
I think he's committed 3 fouls in the last 15 minutes. I mean, matter of time.
If anything, that could be a persistent infringement yellow.
Yeah.
They did give Campana credit for the goal on the free kick, by the way, after a long discussion. Yeah, double sub coming for Miami as Atlanta plays the free kick.
The arm came out there from Campana, and it would have been a yellow straight away, even if he hadn't fouled anybody in the second half.
Brad Guzan starting it down the right wing to Stiansen. He'll walk it up to the right halfway line and flick it ahead to Moranchuk. Drop back into center circle to Schleich.
Luis Suarez getting ready along with Ryan Saylor for Miami.
Here is a steal by Bright. And then has it sent back to him by Jordy Alba. Then it's lifted down the far touchline and off of Mosquera for a throw to Miami at the halfway line. Off the throw, it was intercepted by Gregerson. It clears back into the Miami half. That's cleared by Kristoff. Campana running onto it, but it's cleaned up by Lennon, who taps it ahead now to Williams. Schleich then gives it away again.
Telegraphed it.
Jordy Alba on the left wing. Swing to Messi in the central channel. Dispossessed from behind by Schleich. Cleared by Williams. Headed forward, though, by Jordy Alba. Past a couple players to Messi. Messi rolls it through to Negri. Cutback pass, Messi shot. Punch save Guzan at the far post. Out for a corner.
Good
that
save.
Was a shot by Jordy Alba, by the way, not Messi. Excuse me.
Good save from Brad Guzan. He's frustrated because of how quickly Miami played through.
So Miami
was going in.
Miami setting up for their 4th corner of the match here in the 80th minute.
It's an awkward one for Guzan because Jordy Alba, he's trying to be a little sneaky there. He's not trying to hit that with power. He's not trying to rip that. He's trying to just pop it into the near side, thinking Guzan is going to cheat to the far side.
Miami is going to make their subs here, and they'll be out of subs. Campana coming out for Luis Suarez.
Would assume Kritzhoff would be the other one.
That's, in fact, exactly the case. Christoph for Sailor, like for like. And Jorge Thieler, standing in for Tata Martino tonight, has used all his cards in the 80th minute. So the fans here did get to see the Barcelona Super Friends after all tonight. All three will end up playing. Messi playing a short corner out of the near corner. It's walked up the touchline, pass back to Messi, and now back into the midfield to Negri. Return to Jordi Alba, who flicks now to Messi. Pop back to the edge of the 18, where Jordi Alba heads it, but it's stolen. And kick clear to Mosquera, tries to drag it down at the halfway line. A handball plea, not given. You want a handball on Negri. Negri starts it back down the left wing to Jordi Alba. They'll bounce it across the park to the near side now to Kremoski. And they'll send it back to the front side of center circle now to Redondo. Pitched over the top for Messi at the penalty spot beyond him. Guzan will come off his line to claim it. And then throw it down the right wing to Mosquera. Now there's a Miami player, Negri, down behind the play. And I think is going to play on here. Mosquera dribbling and sending it ahead to Lennon, making a run down the far touchline. Lennon to the right corner of the 18, tripped up and fouled just outside the right corner of the 18.
Yeah, funny how Negri got up real quick when they saw the play wasn't going to stop. Miami wanted Atlanta to put it out. Atlanta said no, and they go down and get a dangerous free kick.
The foul on Yannick Bright. Now Atlanta has got to get something out of a set piece here. This is a dangerous one. It is 19 yards off the end line. I'd say maybe 5 yards away from the left corner of the 18. So Miami will set up here with, it looks like a two-man wall as Moranchuk is going to stand to the left of the ball, and now he'll back away. And this is going to be Lennon to send it in. So now it's down to a one-man wall. Action at the goal to our left in the 82nd minute. Atlanta looking for an equalizer. Lennon has already gotten the whistle. He's looking at the penalty spot. Again, I think he's already gotten it. Now there's another whistle.
Another whistle.
There we go. Lennon sending it into the back post. Header saved by Callender. Derek Williams headed it right to Callender, who falls over it.
Williams went over the top, won the header, but it was right at Drake Callender.
Miami from left to right in the 83rd minute, leading 2-1. Rolled up to Jordi Alba, who comes up to the left halfway line and stops. And he'll drop it backwards now to the new entry into the match, Ryan Sailor. Up to center spot, here's Messi. Driving forward through traffic. Played ahead now to Suarez. And it's blocked away by Williams into the near corner where Kremoski will sweep it backwards now to Redondo. Redondo below center circle, passing it up to Bright. Bright will swing it in front of center circle to Jordi Alba. Down the middle, Suarez. Pump down to Negri in the far corner. Negri dribbling, cut back pass to Messi. Maybe knocked away by Schleich, but a second ball to Messi. A tough angle shot saved by Guzan. Rebound is blocked off the back of Amador, off of Suarez, off the line.
Amador keeps Atlanta alive.
Atlanta countering now from right to left. That was a miracle by Amador. His back was turned to the play.
What a ball.
What a ball to Mosquera. Wide open on the right wing. Dribbling into the attacking third. Mosquera into the box. Cross to TRA. Shank the shot. Rebound back to Mosquera. Mosquera, another shot. Blocked at point blank. It bounces at the end line, and it is volleyed off the end line and out for a throw on the far touchline to Atlanta.
Amador blocks a shot on the goal line and then starts the attack with a wonderful ball.
Off the throw, Moranchuk, right corner of the 18. Shot! Score! Golazo! Russia with love. What a golazo to open your MLS account, Alexei Moranchuk. It's 2-2.
When the lights shine brightest and the superstars are on the pitch, it's Atlanta's superstar, Alexei Moranchuk, who takes matters into his own hands. Puts that into the far side netting absolutely no chance if there's 3 Drake Calendars in goal. What a finish from Moranchuk. 2-2.
Off the kickoff, Miami plays backwards to Calendar. All the momentum with Atlanta. This is a hard back pass to Sailor.
Go back to the play from Pedro Amador, though, on the inline with the block to prevent Miami from the 3rd goal.
That's a great point.
And then flipping the field with a wonderful long diagonal to Mosquera.
If Amador doesn't make the block on Suarez, it's 3-1 and probably over. Instead, it's 2-2 with Negri along the far touchline, rolling it through to Suarez. Gregerson closes him down. Suarez goes to ground trying to draw a foul. Play on. Gregerson centers it to Guzan wide of the far post. He'll pitch clear down the middle for Saba. It's over his head. TRA hustling, trying to run it down against Sailor. Here's a back pass to Calendar. He'll scoot it ahead now to Frey. 86th minute of a 2-2 match. They play up ahead to Redondo. Squared out to Negri on the far side. Back to Redondo above center circle. Drives it to the little guy. Front side of center circle. Drives straight down the middle. Messi all the way into the top of the arc. Messi to the top of the 18. Messi shoots. Deflected wide of the far post and out for a corner by Derek Williams.
Williams stayed with it. Sleesh came back to hassle him, but Williams is able to stay between the goal and Messi.
Short corner into Messi. Left corner of the 18. Marked by Saba. Messi turns, plays it through to Jordi Alba, edge of the 6, and his cross is caught by Guzan at the post nearest. Guzan now walking it forward, drop kicking it down the middle for TRA. Will this connect? Yes. TRA has it in the left attacking third now, or this is Mosquera. Mosquera tackled off the ball at the edge of the 18, though he gets it back. Amador comes up in the play now to support. Here is a deflected pass back towards Sleesh, and Sleesh has no play other than to knock it out for a throw. And Atlanta's got to get back quickly because Suarez throws it into Messi, who's in behind Williams. Williams gets there. Messi takes a touch, and then it's dispossessed by Derek Williams. The great Messi, dispossessed by Derek Williams. Back the other way. Here's Amador playing a backwards diagonal to Lennon. Everything is happening here in the 87th minute. It's 2-2. Atlanta has a pulse. Here is Moranchuk behind center circle. Played to Fortune at center spot. He comes down the middle, through traffic, down the right wing, ahead to Saba in the far corner. Takes a touch. Here's his cross. Caught. Calendar at the post nearest. End-to-end play continues now. It's rolled down the middle to Jordi Alba. Played to Kromowski. Reversed to Redondo, who slowly accepts it now in the left wing. Can we catch our breaths for a moment now? Maybe. Kromowski behind center circle as both teams reshape. Flick to add to Messi below center circle. We're in the 88th minute. Down the middle for Suarez. Under hit. Williams has it. Gives it to Amador. He reverses it back to Gregerson at the top of the Atlanta arc. Fans have gotten their money's worth here in the second half after a brutal first half. Back pass to Guzan from Gregerson. Brad clearing down the middle. A great ball to Schleich. He will turn and dribble into the Miami half. Through the front side of center circle. Options on either flank. Bartek to the top of the arc. Bartek's going to shoot, and it's blocked. Out to Saba, right side of the 18. Saba turns and shoots. Deflects off the post! It was deflected by a Miami player off the post, and Miami clears. Oh, my God. Atlanta almost had the winner. Now in the far corner, they duel for it. Redondo trying to work it clear. They knock it out for a throw to Atlanta. Listen to the crowd here at the Benz.
Season's on the line.
It's thrown backwards to Gregerson. Center to Fortune in the central channel. Got back past Sleech between the circles. Atlanta attacks the goal to our left. Bounce back to the right side. Stian Gregerson. Ahead to Lennon along the far touchline. 30 yards out. Fortune hands it off to Moranchuk. Moranchuk will pitch to TRA off his line Calendar to catch at the penalty spot. Saba did a good job getting in front of him to stop the quick release. We're about to cross into the 90th minute. It's 2-2. Here is a dying ball in front of Mosquera that's headed forward by Sailor and played up the near touchline now to Weigand, who's had a quiet second half. He dribbles off the near touchline and passes to the little guy below center circle. Here's a long diagonal to Jordi Alba and a 2v1 down the left wing. Jordi Alba to the edge of the 18. Cut back pass. Will fall to Weigand, top of the 18. Takes a touch. Passes to Messi inside the arc. He turns to face goal. Dribbles off to the right. Back heel to Redondo, who tries to pass it back to Messi. It overhits it. It's out for goal kick over the near end line.
Messi makes something happen there where there's nothing as we're getting another look at the block from Amador.
Atlanta, meanwhile, playing quickly from right to left. Here's Brooks Lennon, long diagonal, home run ball for Saba at the penalty spot. He traps, it takes him to the end line, and he can't pop it past Sailor. Good play by Sailor. Cleared up to Bright. Now down the middle to Redondo, behind center circle. How much added time will we have? As it's sent to Suarez at the halfway line. Pass to Jordi Alba. Back to Redondo, given back to Suarez, back to Redondo. And back further now where Redondo jumps into a midfield passing lane and will swing a long diagonal over to Kremoski. 6 added minutes. Kremoski traps with the near touchline. He'll slowly come forward and now pass in the middle to Redondo. Redondo down the right wing to Kremoski. Faced up by Amador. Plays it back to Redondo, who plays a long diagonal now. Jordi Alba on the left wing. Centering pass. Bartek Schliess steps in front of Messi to intercept. Gregerson clears. Out to Schliess. Schliess dribbling past Jordi Alba, up to the halfway line, and then dropping it back to Mosquera. All the momentum with Atlanta here in stoppage time. Moranchuk at center spot. Bouncing it down the left wing here, Saba Lobjanica. Saba to the central channel now, just outside the arc. Back to the left. Played ahead now to Fortune. Tough angle shot. Over into the near corner. Might have been a cross. It's going to go to Mosquera now, who passes to Lennon, right side of the 18. Cross to the back post. Header over the crossbar. And out for goal kick by Saba. Miami plays quickly down the near touchline with 5 minutes to go. Messi at the halfway line, tapping it back to Kremoski. Got to be proud of Atlanta United, the way they played here in the second half. Here's a giveaway. Derek Williams stepping in front of Messi to pick off the Negri pass. Lennon sending it up to Mosquera now at the right halfway line. Drop back to Lennon. Squared to Gregerson. Kick down the middle, behind center circle. Schliess flicking to Fortune. Pitched ahead where it's intercepted. And then we're going to have a whistle on the interception. A boot came high into the face of Sailor, and I think we're going to have a foul in Atlanta. That was an unlucky break. 4 minutes to play. Off the free kick, it's Redondo above center circle, starting it up to Jordi Alba in the left wing. In the middle, they'll play to Negri, back to Jordi Alba. Here's his cross to the penalty spot. Canceled out by Amador. He kicks it out for a throw on the far touchline. Under 4 minutes to play of a 2-2 match. This portion of the match brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. The all-electric Mercedes-Benz lineup is here. Thrown into Negri. Left attacking third. Leaves it off to Redondo there. Redondo swings it towards the back post. Wagan heads it to the penalty spot. Right to Schliess, who flicks it to the left side of the 18. It rolls to Messi. Messi at the top of the arc. Messi slaloming through traffic. Kicked away from him by Gregerson. But now a shot from the top of the 18 by Redondo over the crossbar now for goal kick. How Messi is able to get through traffic like that and create danger is astonishing to me.
Best player to ever do it. Anywhere in the world.
3 minutes to play. Off the goal kick. It's rolled down the middle to Schliess. He turns and drives it ahead to Fortune. Awkward trap, but he's got it. And accelerates now. Accelerates past Bright down the middle and plays it ahead for TRA, a little overhit. TRA will counter press now as the ball's in the near corner. Miami will clear. Stolen by Amador, who volleys it ahead to Saba in the near corner. Saba dribbling towards the end line, dispossessed by Bright. Bright will turn and clear.
Bright's been outstanding for Miami tonight. That's a player out of the NCAA system from New Hampshire.
Miami from left to right, coming straight down the middle. Messi stuffed by Gregerson. Gregerson coming back the other way, through center circle, straight down the middle. Stian Gregerson into the attacking third. Stian, square to Moranchuk, ahead to Saba, left side of the 18. Saba to the edge of the 6, cuts back to the spot. Shot wide of the far post. Oh my goodness, out for goal kick. We had the angle right behind it, and that was curling in. It just missed. Just missed.
If that shot is from the top of the 18, it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah. Miami back the other way, still going for the winner with 2 minutes to play. Bounce down the left wing to Negri. Over hits his trap, cleared by Atlanta, and it's going to connect with Moranchuk on the front side of center circle. Alexei now, ahead to Saba, coming down the left wing. Saba to the top of the arc. Saba inside the box now. Saba, pass to Lennon, right side of the 6, cutback pass. Shot, blocked off the line by Sailor, off the shot by Fortune. Loose ball. Here's Moranchuk dribbling into the box. Moranchuk, cutback shot, wide of the far post. Did Callender get a piece? No. Out for goal kick. Atlanta United has completely outplayed Miami since Messi and the Super Friends came in the game.
Wegant with the block on the first shot. Moranchuk pushed it wide of the far post the second time around.
Steal by Schleich, headed down to Moranchuk, pop to Saba near the spot, collides, and dispossessed. Ball rolls harmlessly to Callender. 1 minute to play. Thrown out to Jordi Alba, who knocks it back to Redondo. Ahead to Kremoski. Ahead to the little guy in front of the right halfway line. Look out here. Messi dribbling down the right wing on Amador. Into the attacking third. Cut central to goal. Pass to Redondo. Ahead to Jordi Alba. To Suarez. Top of the arc. Dribbles in past Gregerson. Schleich dispossesses him and is fouled by Suarez. 30 seconds to play.
If Saba gets another look, he's got to lay it off. Everybody's crashing on him. There's open players around him.
He looks exhausted, though, as Moranchuk dribbles straight down the middle. Final attack of the game. He swings it towards Mascara, who can't save it. Over the far touchline, out for a throw. 20 seconds to play. Miami's still going for it here. As it's dribbled down the far touchline, they stop 40 yards from goal. Kick back to Redondo in front of the left halfway line. Down the middle, Suarez loses it to Williams. Williams coming straight down the middle. Pitched over the top for TRA. He's in a 1v1 with Sailor in the far corner. TRA dribbling into the box to the top of the 18. Turns and shoots. It's blocked. Out to Fortune. They blow for full time. That is a draw that I think you should be exceptionally proud of if you're an Atlanta United supporter. 2-2 in a match where Atlanta United had Miami on the ropes.
Williams tried one more opportunity for Atlanta. He stepped up, won the ball back, continued to run forward. The cutback from TRA. He's trying to pick out Derek Williams at the top of the 18. A great effort after the game, got away from them. But Atlanta still can't find the 3 points at home. They don't lose to Miami this season. But now they got to get it together and go on the road to Red Bull Arena on Saturday. The New York Red Bulls have been sitting at home, feet up, watching this one. It's going to be a challenge Saturday night.
With that point, Atlanta is still only 1 point out of the playoff spot right now in the live table.
1 point out now. You were 2 points out coming into the night. You've gained a point, but right now, as we speak, Philadelphia in the number 9 spot on 33. DC also on 33. Atlanta on 32, along with Nashville. And then Montreal's on 31.
And Atlanta, of course, still to play Montreal and Philadelphia down the stretch, and 2 to come with the Red Bulls. The first one Saturday. We'll go through all the playoff permutations of the full-time report. I would say again, Atlanta United, after just a listless, flaccid first half, crawls off the mat and had Inter Miami on the ropes and darn near won it a couple times at the end. It's a 2-2 draw. No moral victories, but I think you should be exceptionally proud of the second half effort by Atlanta United. We'll have more in a moment on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Getting on the network New York relies on is easy when you come into the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street. Come check out their latest deals on phones, accessories, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. And when you switch to Verizon, you choose what goes into your unlimited plan and save on what you need. There's never been a better time to switch to the network New York relies on. Visit the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street to speak with Chris and save big today.
Want a satisfying meal for just $6? Try the new $6 meal from Dunkin'. It's a medium hot or iced coffee and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a side of hash browns for $6. You know Dunkin' coffee. It's always made just how you like. The bacon, egg, and cheese is the most toasty and delicious, and crispy golden hash browns are a must. So they're in the new $6 meal deal too. Take advantage of this offer while it lasts. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Offer valid on bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches only. Excludes seasoned bacon. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions and terms apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Amazon Prime members, why pay more for groceries when you can save big on thousands of items at Amazon Fresh? Shop Prime exclusive deals and save up to 50% on weekly grocery favorites. Plus, save 10% on Amazon brands, like our new brand Amazon Saver, 365 by Whole Foods Market, Aplenty, and more. Come back for new deals rotating every week. Don't miss out on savings. Shop Prime exclusive deals at Amazon Fresh. Select varieties.
Moving day means that you and the things that matter to you are in for a big transition. There's a lot to figure out. New closets, different counter space, change of floor plan. No worries. CubeSmart is here, so you have a place for everything. It's our job to make self-storage as easy as possible. Online or in person, this is a self-storage experience that puts the focus on you because you matter to us. With self-storage that fits seamlessly into your life, you'll have plenty of peace of mind to unpack along the way. Click now to find a self-storage solution near you.
MLS in the ATL.
Back with more of our Atlanta United
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Well, a lot of different ways you can feel about this match tonight. I think the 60,000 some fans who came here got a whale of a show for the final 30 minutes. If you were brave enough to stay here for the second half, because the first half for both teams about as bad as it gets for an MLS match. But this ends as a 2-2 draw. Miami opening the scoring in the 28th minute on a goal by David Ruiz. Out of absolutely nowhere came that goal, and then Atlanta's equalizer in the 56th minute, quite frankly, came out of absolutely nowhere too. Amador swinging across into Saba that was kind of bellied off of Drake Callender into the goal, 1-1. Miami, though, scored on a free kick moments later from Leonardo Campana to make it 2-1.
Deflected.
Then, deflected. They deflected off Dax McCarty, but they gave the goal to Campana.
Yeah, that's Campana's goal.
And then Miami brings on Messi and Jordi Alba, and eventually Suarez as well. And with all three of them on the pitch, Alexei Moranchuk with a screamer to open his Atlanta United account from the right corner of the 18 of the 84th minute. That evened it at 2, and Atlanta absolutely had the end-of-game momentum. Messi created a couple dangerous moments, but Atlanta handled them well. And couple very, very near misses for Atlanta at the end. Otherwise, they might have had a 3-2 win. It does not absolve Atlanta United for the way they played in the first half tonight. It was dreadful. But I do think you need to give this team some credit. They could have quit, and they did not.
No, they didn't. It's not good enough on the night as the whole. This is a very good Miami team, but they made 8 changes to their starting 11. Atlanta needed to put them under more pressure. They didn't. The goal, I think it's a little unfair, the first goal, to say it comes out of nowhere. Amador with a great cross. He puts the ball into a dangerous spot. That's the little things that Atlanta wasn't doing enough of before that moment. Put the ball in, ask the question, as they say, and make something happen. Amador did. For me, Pedro Amador is the man of the match for Atlanta United. He gets that assist. He blocks the shot the other way, starts the counterattack that eventually leads with Moranchuk putting it into the back of the net. An amazing goal. Yeah, it was good after that. The first 45, there's questions about it. There's a lot of questions about it as to why it was so listless. It did feel like a midweek game late in the season. The minutes do add up for these guys. It is an issue. It is something that the league has to manage at times. Atlanta, though, can't afford to have those kinds of halves. You don't have many halves of soccer left right now, and you're not in the playoffs. You've got to find a way, each 45, to ask questions, to show intensity, and to show urgency. Every 45-minute segment this team plays the rest of the season, it's got to be like the last 20 to 30 that we saw tonight. That starts at Red Bull Arena on Saturday. A tough place to play, a place Atlanta's never gotten a win.
Only one goal all time.
One goal. They've gotten a couple decent results, but you're now getting to that point where a result's not enough. You've got to find 3 points, and you're playing a team that's rested. They didn't play tonight.
That's right.
That's going to be a big, big challenge. You have to take how this one finished and spin that forward. We're going to learn a lot about Atlanta United in 2024 in how that first 15 minutes is on the road at Red Bull Arena on Saturday night.
All right. Plenty more to come with the full-time report. Abe and Garrett are standing by, and they'll provide more context for what we've seen tonight. I think, again, a tale of really, it felt like almost two completely different games. Atlanta with a listless first hour, but looked about as dangerous and threatening and as good as they have all year in the final 30 minutes, and almost stole 3 points to Inter Miami tonight. They settled for a 2-2 draw. The full-time report is coming up next on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. They blow for full-time.
You've been listening to Our Atlanta United.
Today's game was brought to you by Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of Atlanta United. Mercedes-Benz, the all-electric Mercedes-Benz lineup is here. AT&T, the official wireless partner of Atlanta United. The Home Depot, with more ways to help take on your home projects delivered right to your door. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. And Equifax, proud partner of your Atlanta United. Next, it's Mike Conti and Jason Longshore as they take a complete look at today's game with the full-time report.
On the home for MLS in Atlanta, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Getting on the network New York relies on is easy when you come into the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street. Come check out their latest deals on phones, accessories, and so much more. From shopping to support and everything in between, it's your one-stop shop to get it all. And when you switch to Verizon, you choose what goes into your unlimited plan and save on what you need. There's never been a better time to switch to the network New York relies on. Visit the Verizon store at 125 West 42nd Street to speak with Chris and save big today.
Want a satisfying meal for just $6? Try the new $6 meal from Dunkin'. It's a medium hot or iced coffee and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a side of hash browns for $6. You know Dunkin' coffee. It's always made just how you like. The bacon, egg, and cheese is the most toasty and delicious, and crispy golden hash browns are a must. So they're in the new $6 meal deal too. Take advantage of this offer while it lasts. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Offer valid on bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches only. Excludes seasoned bacon. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions and terms apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every